Hi guys, welcome to my December videos. This is Pisces Priestess, and for any of those that are new joining my channel, I want to thank you. And I also want to thank you guys for the last time I checked, there was 347 followers, and that is just so amazing to me. Now I'm aware that that's a small number. Some tarot readers have, well, I guess YouTube readers, some YouTube people, YouTubers, they have millions of followers, but I'm in my corner of the world. I'm one person. This is my story, and I can't believe that there are over 300 people who watch my videos and care about my messages, and that to me is just the best thing. I never thought that this would take off so fast, so I want to thank each and every one of you for for subscribing to my channel. It means so much to me. Your comments mean so much, guys. And here I am in December recording the videos for you now. And, part of me can't believe it. Part of me is like, it's December, So, and it is an intense month indeed. We are in Sagittarius season this month. And at the end of the month, we will be entering in Capricorn season. Now, this month is all about, I would say the first half of the month is all about communication. It's all about enlightening truth. It's all about our beliefs. It's all about our higher knowledge. And I say this because we have a third house and a ninth house opposition. Every month we have, the moon has a chance to be full in light, and it has a chance to be completely absent in light. So we call that a full moon and a new moon. The new moon is going to be happening in a few days on the 18th, and it's going to be a new moon in Sagittarius. We had the full moon already. So if you're watching this, we experienced a full moon on the December 3rd. And you guys know me, I like to cover the astrology in my intro videos, and we'll talk a little bit more about some things that apply to the individual signs in the videos. So the first thing that really happened in December was that full moon. That full moon completely changed my life. It was very enlightening. It was a very mutable moon. We always have a mutable moon before we have a cardinal moon. And that's very interesting. I am a mutable sign. The mutable signs are Virgo, Pisces, Gemini, and Sagittarius. We're in a mutable season, okay? And it makes sense why mutable would come before cardinal, because mutable signs are all about change. It's all about adaptability. So a lot of people don't realize this, but whatever season we're in, it kind of flows with that kind of change. So when we reach a mutable signs represent the end. We start out with Aries, and then we go, that's a cardinal, and then we go to Taurus, and that's fixed. And then we move to Gemini, and that is mutable. And then there's 3. And then we start again to Cancer, and that will be a cardinal. So we've reached Sagittarius season, and that means that it's like a cycle almost that's ending. And it makes sense that it's mutable, because in order to create action, which is what a cardinal sign would be, and that would be Capricorn energy coming in, we had to initiate change. You can't apply action to something before changing, okay? You have to make the decision to change before you can, make action towards something. So that's how our universe works, and right now it's a time for change. Everybody is changing in so many different ways. You thought that was just in Scorpio season, huh? But it's definitely kicking off here in Sagittarius season. Another thing is, around this time of year, there's a lot of other changes happening as well. We come up on the winter solstice, and that's the shortest day of the year. Very, very powerful day of the year. That would be on the 21st. Some people consider it to be on the 22nd. But I would say the 21st is the winter solstice. Now, we're jumping a little bit ahead. We have a few things happening before that. So we covered the full moon in Gemini. So that was completions, and that's happening in different areas of our life, you guys. I'll talk a little bit about that in the videos here. And then we had a Mercury retrograde on the same day as the Gemini full moon. I'm sure if you watch other readers, they're talking about this as well. It's very interesting because Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So for Mercury to go retrograde on the same day as a Gemini full moon, very significant. We had that. It's been retrograde for a couple weeks now, week and a half, and it will go back direct on the 22nd, okay? Then, of course, I wanted to mention on the 18th, we have a Sagittarius stellium in the sky. Okay, that's very important in different areas of our life, guys. Very important to know where Sagittarius is for us. For example, for me, a Pisces, Sagittarius is my 10th house. Okay, so that's all about career, it's all about long-term goals, things like that. So it's wise to know where Sagittarius falls in your chart and also in your personal chart. In my personal chart, Sagittarius falls in my 12th house, in my 11th house. So there's going to be a stellium there for me, and well, for us. And what a stellium is when three or more planets are coupled together in the sky. So on that day, okay, especially very, very important for Sagittarius, but very important for all of us because we're all under the same universe. We all connected to the same light. And, you know, this is going to be very, very important for us. All about our beliefs, all about higher knowledge, even travel, philosophy. So we're going to have the sun in Sagittarius on the 18th. We're going to have the moon. We're going to have Saturn. We're going to have Venus. And we're also going to have, what is that last planet? Mercury? It might be Mercury. But I know that there are 5 planets. It is Mercury. It is Mercury. Mercury is going to be in Sagittarius until... I know it moves into Capricorn, but it might not move into Capricorn this month. I'm not sure. So it will be Mercury though. I don't have here that Mercury's moving right now. So there's going to be that powerful stellium in Sagittarius. I wanted to mention that to you guys. We had Chiron go direct in Pisces. Very, very important. Moving forward with pain. Whereas before we were dealing with a lot of past pain. So now this is the chance to heal ourselves in the moment. We went back into the past for a really long time to heal past wounds, okay? That's the wounded healer, Chiron. We had Mars enter Scorpio on the 9th. We have a Saturn entering Capricorn. Okay, that is one of the most, I would say one of the most important astrological aspects this month. Okay, we all have Capricorn in a different spot in our chart, you guys, but Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So Saturn is coming home, all right? I'm going to try my best to do Saturn videos. I think I'm going to schedule them in around, because I never do my videos before around the 15th. I like the month to take its course for a couple months. That way I can work with the energy. I can feel what's already happened. It comes out in my readings. We could talk about what's happening now, and then we can talk about what's gonna happen. So a past, present, and future type of thing. With that being said, I'll probably wait for Saturn to be in Capricorn for about a week. And at the same time, I have a Cap rising, so I believe I'm going to be doing a lot of meditations and just initiations with my ruling planet. So yeah, I'll probably be able to get to those Saturn videos beginning of January, I want to say. Okay, so be on the lookout for my Saturn videos. I'm going to record what I think Saturn means in astrology and what I think Saturn will be doing. We're all going to have our karma shift. Saturn rules is the lord of karma. So, you know, instead of it being in the 9th house of Sagittarius, it's going to move into Capricorn, the 10th house, but it's a different house for all of us. So after that, Saturn moves into Capricorn. I mean, it's like boom, boom, boom. 18th, we have a new moon. 19th, we have Saturn moving into Capricorn. 21st, we have a winter solstice. The sun moves into Capricorn the 21st too. On the 25th, Venus moves into Capricorn. And of course, for those of you who celebrate Christmas, that would be Christmas there. And then we have a happy numerology year. I myself, as an astrologer, I consider the new year to start on March 20th when the sun enters Aries. Yay! That will be that's when the whole universe shifts paradoxes, right? But numerology has a factor here. So instead of 2017, universal year 1, and I should do a whole video on universal year 1. Our universe has these 10-year cycles, right? And 2017 was a brand new cycle. It was a universal year 1. And I'm not hearing a lot of astrologers talking about that. So I might do my best to put out a video soon about that as well. Perhaps at the end of January when we're in a universal year 2. So, you know, we're officially initiating, and we've ended the first chapter to a new cycle, and then we'll be entering chapter 2, universal year 2. Also, I do believe next month we have an Aquarius eclipse. I did put that down here at the bottom, but I believe I will talk about that a little bit more next month. And another thing I didn't put here is around the 19th, when Saturn moves into Capricorn, we're also going to be on the cusp of prophecy, okay? Very powerful cusp. And I believe it would end on the 25th when Venus enters Capricorn. So very powerful month. That was just a little bit of my basic notes. I don't want to make this intro video too long because my videos, guys, are pretty long this month. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about the readings that what you can look forward to in my video. So this month I wanted to do a 9-card spread because Sagittarius is the 9th sign. I'm using, I guess I should have got these out before, but I'm using my Indigo Angel deck. I thought that was so beautiful. Sagittarius is such a light sign. You know, they are the mutable fire sign, very, very light sign, very, very light energy. So I'm going to be using my Indigo Angel deck to get the first 9 cards, and then of course I'll be using the original Wider Ray Tarot. Kind of as clarifiers, but as more so as an extension, just to get a better idea of what the energies have been. I've done a few readings. Sorry guys, my voice is a little cracky, but I've done a few readings already, and they are very powerful, very, very powerful. They're a little bit longer because obviously there's 9 cards, and then I put 9 cards over that, so 9 plus 9 is 18, 8 plus 1 is 9. So I thought that was very beautiful to have some numerology playing. I like to have a theme sometimes, so I have this kind of 18 card spread this month, guys. It's a lot of cards, but it's what do you expect with this? Is kind of what these readings are becoming is kind of an overlook of the whole year. Okay, there's a lot of energy coming up, and it's because I'm a Pisces. You know, I represent the last house of the zodiac. So 12 is a very powerful number for me. You know, I didn't even really realize that, but we're in the 12th month. Spirit works in 12s a lot, and it's because 1 plus 2 is 3, and Spirit works in trinities. So this is a very powerful month numerology wise. The 12th of this month, 12/12, was a very powerful day as well. So we're really, really coming up on the end of a cycle here, guys, and December is what is the symbols behind that. It's kind of symbolic for that. So that's what I'm doing for the readings. And also I want to thank Capricorn and Sagittarius because I was looking, I wanted to start doing kind of some giveaways type of things, making my readings a little special. So I looked, I'm not sure how it is now, but I looked about the beginning of January. I looked at my videos, checked the feedback, and Capricorn had the most likes. Sagittarius had the most views. So I will be pulling an extra card for your guys' reading this month, and it's going to be from the Wisdom of the House of Knights. I figured, you know, that would be a nice, because these cards here really cover some hidden energies. It's all about the night and what's hidden. And since there's so much light going on, you know, it might be nice to know what's behind the scenes. So Sagittarius, Capricorn, thank you so much for liking my videos and for, you know, viewing my videos. It kind of worked out because this is your guys' birthday month, so happy birthday. This is my present to you. And next month we'll see who has the most views and who has the most likes, and I will do something fun with that. Also guys, I am adding sage this month to my videos. I have incense and I have sage. I think incense are a very, very powerful method of honoring the air element and honoring the fire element. Incense are air and fire, and that's exactly what we're dealing with this month, is Sagittarius, a fire sign, and air, Gemini. So I'm working with incense for everybody. That's for all the videos. I thought about maybe having that as my giveaway, like maybe some videos have an incense, but actually I'm just in need. These are very powerful energies this month, guys. I'm tapping into a lot of things behind the scenes. You know, I'm going to get some very powerful messages out here so that we could head into our new year, so we can head into 2018, I should say, with clear intent. There's been a lot that's happened this year. 2017 was an extremely enlightening year for me, and I hope it was for you guys too. Now, enlightening isn't always easy. It can be very hard to wake up to the truth and to see things that you didn't see before. So, excuse me, my throat chakra. But yeah, it can be very, very intense waking up to all these things, and I think we've come a long way. I think it's been extremely transforming, and I'm actually very proud of all of us, especially those of us who went inside, went inwards, and done the work needed. Those people, we're really going to be rewarded this month. We're really going to be rewarded next year, okay? So I do think that that's all, guys. Those are the readings I'm doing. I'm really excited to get the rest of them done. Very, very, very special, powerful messages. And other than that, you guys, we made it. It's the end of the year. I can't believe it. But I hope you have the rest of the, I don't know what time, when you guys are going to be watching this, but I hope you have the rest of the great, I always can't say that part. I hope you have, I hope the rest of your month is great. Okay, this is what I mean. There's a lot of energies. It's a lot to cover, but I'm going to do my best to just, you know, go with the flow. That's what's best for me. And, you know, maybe that will be what's best for you too, especially with all these energies going on here. Okay. I do hope you enjoy your readings this month, and I hope you enjoy your holiday and your new year. And other than that, I will talk to you guys next year. See you later. Hey Capricorn! So sorry the videos are late, guys. There's a lot going on, as you probably know. But I'm ready to do your guys' video, especially because it's your guys' birthday. Happy birthday, Capricorns. The December Capricorns are going to be having their birthdays starting in a couple days. We literally have Sag season ends on the 21st, which is also the winter solstice. We'll be talking about that here in a minute. So yeah, your birthdays are going to be starting in a couple of days. We literally have just a couple more days of this Sagittarius expansion, and then we have this grounded Capricorn energy, which is pretty much in full effect today as well. I'm recording this video on the 19th. Videos are a little late. It's just everything, guys. Mercury retrograde, Saturn. But luckily, I got Wi-Fi all set up today. I mean, this Saturn energy has really kicked off in my life. I do have a Capricorn rising. So Saturn is in my first house, and you know, I've done the meditating and things like that to prepare. So as a Capricorn rising, you know, this video is really important to me. Your guys' energy is really important to me, especially around this time. I actually need to reach out to a few of you to discuss some earthy business. So if any of you are available for that, feel free to hit me up. You can email me, or maybe give me your email, something. But we need to talk, guys. There's the ending of this year, heading in the next 3 years are really important for Capricorn moon, sun, and rising. Okay, so let me just move this camera just a little bit here so that the incense doesn't mess up the focal, I guess. So, all right. Oh, and if any of you are wondering, we have divine blessings. That I've used these for all my videos this month, and it's really helpful. Not when it's blown right in my face though. So I'm just gonna move it up here, and I'll just be putting that out here in a little bit after. It really helps me focus, things like that. So Capricorn, let's talk about some of the things that have already happened. We're obviously towards the middle of the middle end of the month here, but these energies are still fluid. I trust that there's still going to be very powerful messages for you guys, especially because you're experiencing your solar returns. Lots of energy. So without further ado, let's get into this information here. So, traveling back into the past a little bit, which is exactly what we're doing this month with Mercury retrograde. December 3rd. That's the most important thing that was happening this month, guys. Hold on a second here. I'm just gonna move that Taurus energy down. All right, so on the 3rd, we had a full moon. Now, Capricorn, this month is all about your 12th house and your 6th house, okay? Because Sagittarius is your 12th house, and we had a new moon there. And then, because every month we have a new moon and a full moon, and the new moon is going to be what zodiac sign we're in. Okay, so for instance, next month there will be a new moon in Capricorn because it's going to be your guys' season, right? And we will have a Cancer full moon then, because every full moon is opposite of the zodiac sign that we're in. So these energies happen in different places for all of us, right? Sagittarius, like I was mentioning, is your 12th house, and Gemini, then the opposite of Sagittarius, is your 6th house. So we have 12th house and 6th house energy for you. And the 12th house, I'm very passionate about speaking about, because the 12th house is traditionally ruled by Pisces on the zodiac wheel. 12th house is all about spirituality. It's all about your some people say it's about karma, so that's a little interesting. That might tie into your reading a little bit. We have a lot to do with karma, especially with Saturn moving this month. So yeah, 12th house, spirituality, subconscious. Okay, the 12th house is a lot to do with your subconscious. So that gets into your kind of your dreams and the more hidden beneath energy. Pisces are really mysterious in that way, really deep energy. So Sagittarius, you guys are, Capricorns are really deep individuals, okay? You want to look at the 12th house of any sign to really understand the subconscious of that individual. For instance, Aquarius is the subconscious of Pisces, but this is on the wheel. We also have our own birth chart. Now, since I have a Capricorn rising, my 12th house is Sagittarius on my birth chart. So that's been really interesting to have all this 12th house energy. So I'm right there with you guys. You know, since I have a rising, I'm kind of going through some similar things to Capricorn. So I'll be definitely paying attention here to what Spirit brings up in this reading because it applies to me. So yeah, we had a full moon beginning of the month in your 6th house of lifestyle. Now, full moons are all about completions, new beginnings. This is when the moon is completely full with light. You know, it's as full as it can be. And the moon has everything to do with our subconscious. Pisces and Cancer are related to the moon in astrology. So around that time, guys, if you can think back to the beginning of the month, there may have been some shifts or changes or new initiations with your lifestyle. Now, Virgo is the sign, and that's an earth sign too. A mutable earth sign. You're a cardinal earth sign, Capricorn. So when you feel these energies, regardless of where they're at, you're really going to want to apply some earthy, grounded action to it. You know, you guys really like to ground your actions. So, you know, you guys are very strong people of integrity. When there's a problem or when there's anything work related, you know, you really want to, the Capricorn energy is really going to want to apply action and get it moving, you know, quickly. So that's a beneficial energy, especially for the 6th house. 6th house is used to earth energy. Now, your 6th house is an air energy, though. So, you know, there may have been some communication changes there. You may have been, and this could be all of December, guys, okay? Time is fluid. You want to keep that in mind with this reading, okay? So anything that comes up, you know, you want to think about any time in December when you're feeling these energies. So we definitely have some 6th house energy as a Capricorn rising. My lifestyle has actually changed quite a bit this month, and we're not done yet, guys. So lifestyle, very important this month. Lifestyle is all about the service we offer the world. It could have to do with our job, but you know, it's very individual, you know, so you as an individual can determine, you know, kind of what that means there with your lifestyle. You know, it's going to be different for everyone. Everyone has a different lifestyle, right? I mean, and then there's people with similar lifestyles and everything, but you could really be thinking about changing some of those things this month, Capricorn. Maybe you want to change eating habits or exercising habits or where you work or where you live. You know, lifestyle is a very broad term. So there may be some changes there, Capricorn, and they may be changes that you're communicating now because you have an air energy, you know, and it's a mutable energy, Gemini is. So at the beginning of the month, you know, that communication could have been, you know, it's all about change. Mutable energy is all about change, whereas cardinal energy is all about action. So you could be changing action when it comes to your lifestyle this month, Capricorn. That's just a little bit there about that full moon in Gemini that happened in your 6th house of lifestyle on December 3rd. Now, at the same time as that full moon, on the 3rd, we had a Mercury retrograde. All right, Mercury retrograde is when the planet Mercury, which rules communication, it's the ruling planet of Virgo. Virgo and Gemini are both ruled by Mercury, so very significant, Capricorn, for you to have a 6th house full moon. And it's interesting that your 6th house is ruled by Gemini, and Mercury rules Virgo as well, because the 6th house is usually Virgo on the wheel. And the 12th house, interesting, Capricorn, I'm learning already. The 12th house is usually Pisces, which is also ruled by Jupiter. But your ruling house, your 12th house is Sagittarius, which is also ruled by Jupiter. Your 6th house is Gemini, which is usually Virgo. It's still ruled by Mercury. Wow. So I'm not sure if you caught that there, but you have some interesting energies going on. You kind of have some opposites. So I think that that was very significant for you. We are still in a Mercury retrograde. By the time that you're watching this, we will still be in a Mercury, well, I don't know if some of you, I'm going to have the video uploaded, I should say, when Mercury's still in retrograde. So we want to be careful there about communication, because communication can become kind of blurry, a lot of arguments, a lot of miscommunications, you know, especially for your 6th house of lifestyle, Capricorn. You know, you guys really like to, you live how you live. Capricorns live how they live. It's not that we're stubborn or that, you know, we just like to be in our own lane. You know what I'm saying? And if you swerve into our lane, you know, if you get hit or sideswiped, it's really not our fault, because we have tunnel vision. You know, we focus on what we want, and we apply ambition. You know, we're the mountain goat. Capricorns are the mountain goat. So we see everything like a mountain that we have to climb, you know, and some people can think that's kind of aggressive, but it actually helps us. You know, it helps us tremendously with setting goals and things like that. So, you know, there could be some lifestyle goals, especially because it's December. You know, your birthdays are approaching, guys, and you could be really thinking about, you know, how's my life? You know, what's changed? This is a time of reflection. So we could be looking back on 2017, you know, how our life started in the beginning of the year, how it's ending at the end of the year, and what we can do to make sure that we're headed into January 2018 with really positive, grounded energy, right? I know that's very important for Capricorn energy. A lot of Capricorn energy coming in right now, guys. So we had that Mercury retrograde. Mercury will be going direct in a few days on the 22nd. So that's good news. We can kind of move forward after that. But going back a little bit into the past, when you had completions and new beginnings happening in your lifestyle, this could be moving, this could be new job, this could be simple communication about the future. Because Capricorn, you're all about long-term goals. You know, you're all about future. You know, you're about your legacy. You know, you're the 10th house. So, you know, you have a very futuristic view. You know, Aquarius is right after you. So that's very futuristic. Capricorn is very long-term oriented. So you do things to ensure your future, which is, you know, very admirable. A lot of people could learn from that. So to have a Mercury retrograde, you know, kind of messing with the lifestyle, maybe ungrounding you a little bit, could have experienced some shakeups there. I know I did, and it could have very well been my Capricorn rising. I didn't think of that at the time, but around the 3rd, around that full moon, I had lots of things come up, money issues, and just, you know, I felt like someone ripped the rug, you know, from under my feet, and you can't ground. So some of you may have been experiencing some things like that. I'm telling you, it was like a double whammy. We had that full moon in the 6th house of lifestyle, and then Mercury went retrograde in your 12th house. So this is opposite. 12 and 6, you want to think about it like a clock. That's exactly how the zodiac wheel is. All the numbers are opposite, you know, 2 and 8 and 3 and 9. So yeah, you have the opposition of 6 and 12, and we went over a little bit about those areas. Now, Mercury going retrograde in your 12th house, this may be interesting. There's a man running with no shirt on, and it's winter. It's a little warmer today, but whatever. I don't know. He had a lot of energy, though, so, you know, I believe everything's a sign. So some of you may be, you know, ready to break loose and pick up running. You know, I've been feeling a little low on energy, and I think since all this Capricorn energy is coming, you know, that part of me is really awakening, and I need to do some healthier things to get myself more grounded and more awake and more, you know, confident, and just, I don't know, your guys' energy, Capricorn energy, is just really on point. So for Mercury to go retrograde in your 12th house, you know, this is going back, this is when Mercury, you know, Mercury moves really slow. And when it goes retrograde, it stops where it is. And from Earth, that can look like Mercury is traveling backwards, right? So that's why we call it a retrograde, going backwards, kind of like a blast from the past. So we had Mercury going retrograde in your 12th house of spirituality. This is dreams. You could be having, some of you may be dreaming, you know, about people that aren't necessarily in your life anymore, but you want to pay attention to your dreams, okay, guys? Especially around this time, especially around your birthdays. A lot of spiritual initiations happening with you, okay? So any messages in your dream, you know, I would write them down. I would reflect and see, you know, what spirit might be trying to relay to you in your dreams. Because the 12th house is all about your subconscious. So subconsciously, maybe not consciously, so you may not be aware of this right now, but the sun moving into Capricorn soon is all about awareness. So some of these things that you experienced the first half of this month, so about 1st of January to about the 23rd of January, so all of December and up until your season, Capricorn, you know, you may not understand or be aware of these things until the sun comes into your sign. Because when we experience solar returns, this is when the sun returns to where it was when we were born. When that happens, this can help you with the certain awareness. Because I do understand as a 12th house energy that things can be a little blurred. You know, you might feel a bunch, but you might not know exactly where to logically put the information. And you are an earth sign, Capricorn. You're a very strong cardinal earth sign, so you're going to want to understand things, right? You're going to want to know what this stuff means and then apply it, right? And it might not be a good time for that. Mercury retrograde, you know, it's all about, well, what it does is it makes us feel like there's no clarity. Okay, so if you've experienced some of that kind of stuff in the beginning of the month, don't fret, Capricorn. Everything is going to kind of, you know, pick up pace and become more clear and get started around the 22nd, you know, around your season after the winter solstice, things like that. Now, it's interesting. I wanted to get all these videos uploaded on the 15th. That way everyone had the chance. There's too much happening this month. It's all so important. But here I am on the 19th, and I think it's great because we have the moon in Capricorn. I'm pretty sure the moon is in Capricorn, so that really is well for me. That means the moon is in my first house. So my Pisces and my Capricorn energy, my Taurus energy, it could all work together today, get you some really, really mysterious behind the scenes kind of energies. And I will be pulling an extra card for you guys for liking my videos the most last month, so thank you for that. So yeah, we definitely will be working with some more hidden energies with the moon being in your sign and with Saturn moving into Capricorn today. That is like so important. That's actually the next thing we're going to talk about. And then there's a little bit more facts here at the bottom for you. And then we're going to get going on your tarot. And of course, you can fast forward through this part if you really are into astrology. But I like to give those who want the information. So we did have Saturn move into your sign today, you guys. I definitely feel it. You know, as Capricorns, you know, you might not be that much into astrology, but I guarantee you know these energies. You know Capricorn. You guys are ruled by Capricorn. This is your ruler. So, you know, a lot of people, you know, refer to Saturn as a father figure. The restrictions, you know, boundaries and responsibility. I'm going to get more into that next month. Beginning of January, middle of January, I'm going to be putting out Saturn videos where I explain what Saturn means, in my opinion, and what I think Saturn for the next 3 years, because Saturn's going to be in your guys' sign until 2020. I'm happy about this. I don't know if it's the Capricorn in me, but I feel like this is going to make a lot of people, you know, own up to their responsibilities and apply boundaries and limits and restrictions. I know it sounds, maybe not to you guys, but it sounds a little like, oh, do I really want to be so restricted? Haven't we already went through? No, dude. I think this is going to be great. I think Saturn is very, very comfortable in your guys' sign, and I'm ready to see what this transit has in store for us. So that is something there to take note of, that I'm recording your guys' videos. This must have just been karmic. You know, Saturn has everything to do with karma. He's the Lord of karma. You guys are very, very karmic energies. Capricorn understands karma. You know, they understand that whole what goes around comes around thing. So this must have just been karmically divine for me to record your video today while the moon, I believe the moon is still in Capricorn. If not, it's moved into Aquarius, which is another sign ruled by Saturn. Okay, so after today, because now we're up to date. We had a few energies, you know, we had Mars moving to Scorpio on the 8th. We had the new moon. Okay, we can talk a little bit more about the new moon. That happened also in your 12th house. So I feel like yesterday, the new moon happened yesterday, and for some people, depending on where you live in the world, it happened on the 17th. There was a Sagittarius stellium, so we still have a lot of energy in our 12th house, you guys. So this is all about spirituality. This is all about, a lot is in our subconscious right now, which is pretty cool. Maybe not to the more realistic people, but for me, I like to feel things subconsciously because it's a whole different energy. And it means that we're subconsciously receiving these downloads from the universe. So we had the sun in our 12th house, the moon, Mercury, Venus, and Saturn. Saturn has moved out of the 12th house and into the first house now for you. So that's cool, but we had a Sagittarius stellium there. So just know that your subconscious is really, really important. If you guys are feeling kind of out of it this month, I think about roundabout right now, and even more so, the more and more we reach the end of the month, the more clear we're going to get on certain things. You know, it's this one helpful energy. Saturn moving into Capricorn, helpful. Winter solstice is going to be helpful. We have the sun moving into your sign on the 21st, helpful. Venus is moving into your sign. So this is all about attraction, you guys. And of course, those of you who celebrate Christmas. And then we have the new year with the 2018. And then January is a whole different month where we have an eclipse and all these, you know, we have a Cancer full moon opposite your sun. We're going to talk a little bit more about that next month, okay? So that's a little bit of the notes that I had for you. Just keep in mind the subconscious energy. The new moon there yesterday, I felt it. I felt, you know, I don't even know why. I mean, I know why now, but around 7 a.m. or so, I didn't even go to bed until about 4, so I'm someone who needs a lot of sleep, but I literally could feel the subconscious energy, so my body wouldn't, I was up. At 7 a.m. I was up, I stayed up till about 11, and then I went back to sleep, woke up around 2 or something. But yeah, that's interesting, you know, so you guys could have been feeling a lot of subconscious energy, behind the scenes energy that you really can't see, but you can feel. So that's because you had a new moon, and new moons, unlike full moons, you know, it's more so about the future. And remember, Capricorn, you're all about the future. So this is a good time for you. The new moon, every new moon is probably really good for Capricorn energy. Maybe that's why I like new moons so much, because it's all about the future. It's all about planting seeds, and you guys are an earth sign. So planting seeds, literally and metaphorically, is such a Capricorn energy. It's an earth energy to kind of plant these logical seeds and see them come to fruition, you know, in the future. So that's what's going on here with this new moon, you guys, and this stellium. A stellium is when we have more than 3 planets in the same sign. But over time, we're going to, you know, as I was talking about the sun moving into Capricorn, and then Venus, you know, and eventually all these energies are going to move through the zodiac wheel to your guys' sign. So that's coming up in January, you guys. You know, just ground yourself and allow these changes to initiate. Make sure you're letting go of any old energy. You know, as an earth sign, we can really ground ourselves sometimes, and we're not emotional, you know, as earth signs. We're not, I know we have emotions, but, you know, we handle things pretty logically. So sometimes we can ground ourselves in other people's energy, and you got to be careful with that, Capricorn. Make sure you're letting these things go, okay? So, without further ado, let's get started on your reading, and we'll see what's coming up for you in December. We'll see what Spirit has to say for you, Capricorn. These readings are a bit longer because it's the end of the year, and because I believe there's a lot to cover. So, this is going to be a 19 card spread, and I'm going to lay it right here for you, but I'm going to change the view here. And I can see already that we have a lot to think about this month, because we have the think about card here. All right, so that was what was at the bottom of the deck. So I'm seeing here that Spirit is saying, you know, and it doesn't surprise me, Capricorn, because there's a lot to think about right now. These energies there's a lot, you know. As earth signs, we do think a lot. We can even overthink sometimes. So Spirits, we are here getting the Capricorn reading. So let's see what's going on for Capricorn. This is going to be for the month of December 2017. Spirits, angels, and universe, creator, please hear our call for clarity. So the first 3 cards, guys, this is, you can relate any of this energy to any time in December. But what I've been doing for the other signs is the first 3 cards we get is kind of a reflection of the beginning of the month. And this is really important because we're talking around the 19th of the month. So you're going to be watching this later in December. So I thought it'd be nice to get, especially with a Mercury retrograde, because Mercury retrograde mixes up the past, present, and future. You know, it's hard to tell what is what. So the first 3 cards are symbolic for the first week of December. Then, of course, the middle would be the middle. And then the last is how the month is going to end for you. And, you know, how we can go into the year. So let's get some cards for Capricorn. What can we talk to Capricorn about? Capricorn energy for December 2017, Spirit. What is Capricorn energy going through? What are some of the lessons that Capricorn went through at the beginning of December, that Mercury retrograde in their 12th house and that full moon. Ooh. Well, we had Explorer almost come out. So some of you may have been doing some quick exploring with that Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius is all about exploring and adventures. So that makes sense. But when a card flips back over, it means that it was just a brief message for someone, but not necessarily for all the energy. All right, so let's see here. We have compassion, look through the situation, and show appreciation. So there are your first 3 cards, Capricorn. Okay, so this is for Capricorn energy, spirit. So around the middle of the month, what is Capricorn going through? Okay, let's see. Acceptance. And we have health right in the middle, of course, of course. Health has been coming up for me. You know, I've actually been thinking about my health lately. So it could be my Capricorn energy that is kind of bringing that forward for me, okay? So we'll get to that. But this is a very important card here, Capricorn, the middle card, because that's what everything's surrounding. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Okay, we have divine purpose come out. So acceptance, divine purpose surrounding your health. So let's see here, the last 3 cards, Spirit, for Capricorn. What does the end of the month look like for Capricorn? December 2017. Okay, we had a physical outlet pop out. It flew right out. Not sure if you guys caught that on camera, but that's a rather important energy. This is very Capricorn. This feels very Capricornish. Okay, ooh, your cards are flying out. Okay, wow. I knew this would come up for someone. We have the Archangel Michael. Now, Capricorn, I have Aquarius's reading to do in Pisces, but you're the only sign who got Archangel Michael. I probably will look in my my angel book when we get to this card just to see what Spirit meant by Archangel Michael. But I have my own opinion of Archangel Michael as well, and that's a very, very powerful archangel to come out for you guys' reading. Wow. Okay, Spirit, let's get one last card for Capricorn, please. This is a very important card, symbolic for how the month is going to end for them, and also how we're going to enter 2018. So let's get a really accurate, clear message for the last card of their reading. Thank you, Spirit, for hearing us today. Let's see what Capricorns are going to be up to at the end of this month. Friendship. Okay. It's very interesting there. And at the bottom of the deck, we have you are loved. So there's an underlying energy here that the angels want you to know, that you are loved. So we're going to relate this at the end of your reading to kind of all the cards that you have here. All of these cards. The bottom of the deck is always kind of an underlying energy there. Now, we're going to get 9 more cards. We have the Ace of Cups and the Sun. 9 more cards to put over. Ooh, so right away we had the Star pop out. So that's interesting. Spirit, this is for Capricorn. You must already know. The Star card is really popping out a lot for me and for the readings. So there is a lot of faith in situations now. And we have the 4 of Wands coming up for look through the situation. So we have you looking through and analyzing the situation, Capricorn. A lot of earth energy. I'm seeing here that there's a need for grounding, of course, because you are an earth sign, Capricorn. It's very important that you're grounding yourself, okay? I hope that camera angle's okay for you guys. So this is for Capricorn's reading. Let's get 9 cards for Capricorn's reading. What can we put over show appreciation? We have show, and this has come up a lot, you guys. I think it's because it's the end of the month. We have the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. So that is really cool to come out there, guys. Very, very powerful energies. So let's see. This is the middle of Capricorn's reading. What should we put on the health card? We have health coming up right in the middle for Capricorn. So what's a card that we can put, just for a little bit more information, Spirit? What's a card that we can pair with health? Ooh, okay. We almost had a card pop out there. Capricorn, 2017, December. Okay. Okay, I knew this card would come up for you guys. I just knew it. The Seven of Pentacles. This is what I was talking about when, I mean, this is what came to my mind when I was thinking of the future. That's all about things. Remember planting seeds? Yeah, that's coming up, guys. Well, we have another 7 energy popping out. We have divine purpose and 7 of swords. So that's going to be interesting to see what Spirit meant by that. Interesting. Okay, let's get 3 more cards, preferably one at a time, Spirit, if you could. Physical outlet. Oh, okay. Well, the world is your physical outlet, Capricorn. Interesting. Now, let's get a card for Archangel Michael. Very, very important, Spirit. What can you tell me about the Archangel Michael in Capricorn's reading? What would the Archangel Michael like to say and talk about? Wow, we have the moon. Interesting. Interesting there. Wow. Interesting. Okay, Capricorn. Very, very powerful reading here. And we had the Queen of Wands. I'm going to use these for your guys' reading because there's 2 people in this card here. So I'm thinking that these came out. And plus, this is 2 fire energies. So we have the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Wands coming up for friendship, okay? And the bottom of the deck is the 2 of Wands. So we have another fire energy. And this is also this is a decision, okay, Capricorn? And we see that you have the world here in your hand as well in this card. And then we have the world in your actual reading. So that's going to very much apply to each other, okay? But we'll talk about that a little later after we've explained your reading. So let me just ground myself here. Make sure that you can see everything. And then we will explain your reading. I don't know why I can't find the angle that I found for everybody else's reading. Maybe it's because I got to scoot these over or something, but I'll hold them up and show you, okay? So we have your reading starting out, Capricorn, with compassion. Compassion. So beginning of December, and remember what I said, you know, this can happen anytime in December. So just keep that in mind and go and use your intuition, you know, to apply it to your own self here. But we have compassion showing up. And in the compassion card, you can see here that there's these 2 angels. And it seems as if they're being really compassionate with each other, right? And this is like a masculine and a feminine character. So this is for the male Capricorns and the female Capricorns and everything in between. If you're a female but you identify more with masculine energy, you know, this is for you, and vice versa. So Capricorn, I'm seeing that you started the month out with either a lot of compassion or the need for compassion. So it's probably going to be different for all of you. I am feeling here more so Spirit is saying that there was a need for compassion at the beginning of the month. Compassion was something that you were very much focused on. So some of you may be longing for an energy like this, but might not necessarily have it in reach. But I'm seeing here that you guys are really looking for some grounded compassion. You're wanting this. If those of you who are coupled with someone, you're wanting this from your partner. You're wanting to express compassion to, you know, the areas of your life. So compassion is coming up here. Now, it's coming up with the Star card. So some of you could be with an Aquarius. This is an Aquarius card. So I see Capricorn and Aquarius energy here. This is a very Saturnian energy, Saturn. Because Saturn and Capricorn, or Capricorn and Aquarius are both ruled by Saturn. So this could be like some type of karmic compassion. You could have very well been thinking about this at the beginning of the month because of what's going on at the end of the month when we have Saturn coming into your sign, right? So, you know, you guys are very smart. And I know that if I was ruled by Saturn, if I was a Capricorn, I would be focusing on compassion this month too, because everything needs to be balanced. You know, what goes around comes around. So if we've been really stern, or if we've been really kind of maybe over analytical, maybe, you know how it can be, Capricorn, when we get that way. So we may be trying to kind of lessen those harsher energies right now. We may be really looking towards our North Star of destiny or our legacies at the beginning of the month. I'm seeing here that there's some really calm waters, you know, that we wanted to pour compassionately earlier this month or throughout December. So this is, when I see this energy, for some reason I always think of multitasking. You know, she's pouring from both of these cups here. This is about the past and the future. And see, the Star, she understands She understands that she needs to pour just as much as she pours into her past, that she pours into the future of growth. So she's watering her own emotions of the past. She's watering her intuition and her empathy, her feelings. But she's also making sure to water that grounded part of her too. So this is for you, Capricorn. You're really trying to nourish different areas of your life in December. And I see that you're working really hard on that. You're keeping, and if you're not, Spirit is definitely encouraging you to do so. To really pour, this is going to be up to you where you pour these waters at. But you can pour from both ends of the spectrum. And that's cool because in the beginning of the month, we were in Sagittarius season. And that's all about moderation and balance. So I see here that you're doing that. Now, I am led to see this lady. She is naked, okay? And when you see that in a tarot card, it's a symbol for coming as you are. So you definitely want to come as you are, Capricorn. You don't have to put both of your feet in the water. You don't have to be all emotion, which is what water symbolizes in tarot. But, we are all vulnerable around this time. There's so much change going on. There's so many shifts going on. As it always is in December, we're coming up on a new year and everything. So there's a lot going on in the stars as well, and there's a lot going on Earth. So I do see that this is about Earth, and it's about astrology as well, like the universe and Earth. And then I see you working equally as hard at both. Okay, you're trying to do your best on Earth. You're trying to do your best. You have one leg in, one leg out. It's like the hokey pokey a little bit. But, for some of you, this could symbolize a bit of vulnerability. You could feel a little bit vulnerable right now, Capricorn. And I think that that's going to get better and better as the month progresses on, as we get into your season. But going back to this compassion, you want to have compassion for your dreams and for the wishes that you have, especially around this time, Capricorn. This is a wish card, okay? This is a wish card. This comes up when we need to wish for something, like kind of like a shooting star. So if you want to see this card as a shooting star here, this could even be a wish that is on it's something karmic, okay? Because of where we're at as Capricorns in this life right now. This is the beginning of the month. This is December. And we really do want to focus on our dreams and our wishes, wish fulfillment. This is wishes becoming fulfilled, okay? So whatever it is that you desire in the month of December, Capricorn, you can compassionately wish for that. We can be compassionate about our wishes, and we can wish for compassion. Some of you may have this wish for a partner or for some type of compassionate union with another person. And I do see maybe you're doing all the work on your own. This star card is she's an independent worker. And I know a lot of Capricorns are independent too. But, some of you may be a little bit, I'm not going to say you're tired of it, but you might not be interested in pouring from both of your cups anymore. Maybe you'd like somebody with you. Maybe that's something that you guys are wishing for, is you want to share this compassion, this wish with another person, okay? And that's coming up for the beginning of December and all throughout December as well. We're going to come back to that card. I'm sure Spirit will show me more that it meant by that. But right now, I'm getting that there's certain wishes that you were thinking about in the beginning of the month. And you were even putting in work. Capricorn isn't someone who just makes a wish and then doesn't do anything. You guys have a hard time wishing anyways, because you'd rather just work towards what you want. It's not that you don't believe in spirituality. It's not that you don't believe in wishes. It's just that you're so used to climbing that mountain yourself. It's interesting. There is a mountain in the back of this picture, if you can see that there, way in the back there. So I see you, Capricorn. You're too busy working. That might be why you're vulnerable, because you're working hard. You're working for two people. You're doing the work of more than one person on your own. So that might be where the vulnerability is coming from. And you've walked away, far away from these wishes and things because of the mountains that you've climbed. You're really in your earth energy here. There's a little bit of emotion involved, but lots of earth here. She's very grounded. She doesn't even have both of her feet there in the water. Very smart of you, Capricorn. But I am being led to tell you to make sure that you're wishing. Make sure that you're keeping faith in a certain situation this month, because I understand, Capricorn. I'm all for that grounded energy, but this is a very magical time for you. This is a very magical time for Capricorn energy, with Saturn moving into your sign and with Venus moving into your sign on the 25th. You know, this is very important for you. And, you know, things are going to move in your favor. And, you know, you can wish for things that apply to your groundedness. You know, you can make grounded wishes. You can be compassionate about a wish in December, and you just might see it come true. And I do see it very much coming to fruition. Your cards, they tell a story. So let's move on here. The next card we have is look through the situation. And this card has not come up for anybody yet. It's coming up for you though, Capricorn. So in the beginning of the month and throughout December, we could, you know, I see that you're pretty busy here. You know, I'm seeing a lot of busyness. And this lady here, she's definitely, you know, this is an earth energy for sure. You know, we see these flowers here. I'm not sure if you can see that. But she's got these flowers and they're purple like lilacs. So I don't know if that means anything to you. But she's looking at these purple lilacs. And now for me, when I see the purple color like this, I definitely see that as, you know, your intuition. Kind of your third eye. So you've got a lot. You know, people don't think Capricorns are very spiritual, but I see that you've been looking through a situation for quite some time. You've been putting a lot of work into a situation now, and this is reflecting the beginning of the month. This is right before that full moon. This is right before the Mercury retrograde. So you are working really hard, and this is earth energy. You know, she's working in some type of field of flowers. So that's a metaphor there. This is you at your job, or you in a relationship, but whatever it is, Capricorn, you're looking through a situation, and Spirit is asking you, you know, to look through. You guys are very much analyzers. You're very logical. So you want to logically look through a certain situation, something that was very adamant in the beginning of the month, or something that may be adamant as you watch this video. It's calling you to look through it, you know, carefully. She's not just picking the flowers, only really important flowers. She looks at them, she sees, you know, what they look like and how they smell, all these senses. You know, you want to use your 5 senses, Capricorn, and this is purple. So you want to use that 6th sense as well, that kind of psychic energy. So it's interesting that we have compassion and this kind of more emotional, intuitive energy coming up here, because this is a time where Capricorn is grounding, but it's almost as if you're being pulled. And you know what it is? It's that moon. It's that subconscious 12th house energy that is, remember in the beginning of your video, I was telling you that you may not have clarity. All right. So that's why you're looking through a situation. You know, you could be looking to find details that weren't there. This is perfect. This is perfect. You guys were ahead of the game. You were ahead of the game, because this could possibly be before. I'm seeing this as before the Mercury retrograde and before that full moon in your 6th house of lifestyle. So you're working. No wonder I see you working, you know. But, you know, you might want to add a little bit of compassion there. I'm seeing something about working all alone. Like there's something with being alone, but behind, you know, maybe subconsciously you guys are wanting to work with a partner or wanting to work together with someone. All right. So there's something there with that as well. But here you are working alone again. All right. These energies are very similar, because they're both alone and their hands are both filled. And it's like you guys are very independent people, you know. But I am seeing here in the cards that there's a certain wish for help in a certain area, or just understanding, or some type of compassionate, you know. Well, back to this look through the situation, you know, she is very focused. She's analyzing a lot. And, you know, I feel like this backpack here, you guys are the mountain goat. This could even be symbolic here for, I don't really see this as a heavy weight, but there is something here that you guys are carrying around. You know, this could be your intuition. This could be, you know, certain psychic feelings or thoughts that you have, but I'm seeing here that it's growth. Now, it's interesting. In a little bit, we're going to come back and talk to this card, because this could be you picking certain planted seeds that you planted last month. You know, in the beginning of December, you could have been really you're looking through a situation like, okay, what has grown in this situation and what hasn't? This could be you looking through back on 2017. Spirit is asking you to look through it. Now, as Capricorns, I feel like you're looking through a lot of things right now. You're looking through your relationship, but it needs to make logical sense to you, you know? So that's what this card means here. You know, you're not just gonna, if there's dirty flowers, like she's not gonna pick up the wilted flowers, you know, like if they're not pretty, or you know, Capricorn, and we like pretty nice things, you know, we like the best of the best. So she's kind of looking through a situation to pick out the best of the best, you know, and she's gonna leave what isn't up to par, you know, on the ground. So there's something there with that. You want to leave behind what hasn't come to fruition, and you want to pick the flowers that have grown, you know, so use that as a metaphor, and then you want to put them right in your backpack, and you want to carry them around because they've got your back. So this is symbolic for certain intuition and visions that you've had, or certain spiritual work that you've done, or spiritual thoughts. This is all that 12th house energy, you know, being picked up, and you're going to carry it into 2018 with you. So we have looked through a situation. Now it's very interesting because this is being paired with the Four of Wands. This is a very passionate celebration, okay? And I think this is what happens after you've looked through a situation. Now, for some of you, you're being asked, beginning of December, you could have been looking through a certain type of celebration. Any parties, this is around the holidays, okay? This is a marriage card. So I'm not sure if some of you are looking through a marriage. You could be thinking about your marriage or your relationships, because I know we're not all married. So you see these two people here and how they're like underneath this kind of reef, which is another earth energy. When I do your guys' reading, I pay attention to wherever there's plants and wherever there's flowers, because I know that that's your energy reaching out to me. So here I see that you probably looked through a situation, and I'm being led to the purple up here. So there are certain, you may have picked these flowers to actually be at your wedding, or you want to celebrate. So whatever these flowers symbolize for you here, they're showing up in this card as well after you look through a situation. But what I'm really hearing here, guys, is that you're being asked to look through your relationships. You're being asked to look through your marriage and look through your situation, your home. I meant to say your home, because this is about the home environment. It's almost as if they're celebrating because this is some type of party. We see people in the background there. So you want to look through the people at your party, you know. Capricorn, you work very hard. You've worked very hard, and I don't see people working with you. Even in the star card down there, I don't really see anybody putting in the hard work. And it's interesting here that you're being shown watering your garden. You know, you're watering the grass and the water. So remember, she's working on her past and her future. This is very Capricorn. You guys are very long-term goals. So as a Capricorn, you're not just going to water the past, you're going to also water your future. And then here we have you coming to the garden that you watered all throughout 2017, and you're finally taking a last look at a situation. Like, okay, let's see here, what has grown and what hasn't. What can I take with me, and what do I need to leave on the ground, okay? And that's coming out with a relationship, with a home environment, with a certain celebration. So, you know, you want to make sure you're celebrating the things that are good enough to come with you. The people and places and things that add to your spirituality, that add to your intuition, that add to your psychic abilities, you know, because purple is a very, very indigo, you know, this is the indigo angel deck. So indigo is a very spiritual, it's the color of our third eye chakra. So I'm seeing that there's some type of spiritual relation here too. So this could be spiritual work for some of you, and it's being related to this celebration and to this is a marriage and wedding. So some of you could be thinking about getting married, but since that Mercury went retrograde the next day, you could be like, wait a minute, before I get in a relationship with you, before I, you know, passionately celebrate with you, you know, because we did have that compassion. So maybe some of you made a wish for a relationship, and you could already be with this person, but so for those of you who are single, you could have wished for this union. For those of you who are in a relationship, you could still be wishing for compassion, you know. Some of us are in relationships where the compassion isn't there. It hasn't been there all throughout 2017. So, you know, we're making a wish that compassion returns, and that the love returns, and that fiery energy returns, and then we have us looking through that situation. So we're doing a lot of reflecting in the beginning of December on certain unions in our lives with other people.
we're being asked to look through our celebrations, so maybe we don't want to go to certain Christmas parties this month. They haven't really been in our lives. Very important that the people around us are supposed to be in our life, especially with Saturn moved into our sign. Everything's about karma now. And we can kind of create bad karma for ourselves when we just jump into situations and we just turn up. This is turning up with the enemy. If you want to make sure you're turning up with people and you're celebrating with people who were there for you, who helped you in some type of way. Capricorn, you're all about hard work. And you're not going to just hand people. You guys are very loving and caring as well. You're very loyal people. So just make sure you're looking through some type of relationship, some type of celebration. You want to make sure you're celebrating with the right people, and that if you're marrying people or if you're in a marriage, this could be you reflecting back on 2017, like, let me look through and see if we've actually grown as a union. Have we actually grown as a marriage? This could be some sort of divorce that you're looking through, or some sort of, you may be looking at a relationship to make sure you're ready. You guys don't like to go into things half-assed. It needs to make logical sense. So if you're dealing with a Capricorn, or if you're a Capricorn, just know that even Spirit is saying that it's okay not to rush in to these relationships and marriages, and there's some type of next step that somebody's ready for. But your energy, maybe these people don't understand that you're ruled by Saturn, and that at the beginning of the month we were all asked to slow down. Mercury went retrograde. We really were asked to slow down. We couldn't just jump into situations. It's not time to go until around the end of your reading. We're finally reached, it's the 19th today, so it's almost time. But first, we had to look through the details, right? You are an earth sign. So it's all about looking through the details, seeing what has grown, seeing what hasn't grown. You don't want to celebrate anything that's actually, the devil in disguise, something like that. So I'm seeing this here as intuitively, maybe subconsciously, okay? Maybe subconsciously. And all that means, Capricorn, is that you're just thinking. You're just thinking about a situation before you celebrate it. Or you're celebrating the fact that you have some time to look through a situation, okay? Now, we'll come back to that, and I'm sure that that'll make more sense as we move on to the reading. But let's see here how the first week of December ended. Now, we have show appreciation coming up. In this card, I'm always drawn to this tiger who's being led by this very soft angel, and he's drinking. So what comes to mind is you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And what that means is that you can tell someone how to do something. You can give someone all the resources, but if that tiger didn't want to drink, you can't make someone drink and swallow. This angel is kind of guiding this I don't want to say beast, but tigers are very interesting. So if some of you like tigers, if you have like a lot of tigers, or if you're with someone, maybe this is a personal symbol for some of you. Okay, for this month, if you see a tiger on TV, or maybe some of you work in a zoo or something like that, this is a spiritual symbol this month for you. And it's showing appreciation, right? So you want to show appreciation for the more vicious side of you, Capricorn, and also that sweet, pure, angelic side of you. Capricorn, you guys are one of the first archangels, okay? So you guys are archangels. A lot of people see you as these like dark, you guys are the devil card in tarot. So a lot of you, get judged, and even I do as like my spirit is a Capricorn spirit. So my energy comes off as very intimidating and very grounded and overly cocky, like a lot of people think Capricorns are. So it's interesting that we have that kind of cocky, it's intimidating. Okay, that's a great word for this tiger, is intimidating. But this angel is not intimidated by this tiger. She trusts him. And this could be the same energy. This can be the intimidating side of you with that softer, pure, white side of you, right? This angelic side, divine side of you. Capricorns are very, very religious and spiritual people. So I do see that you're being guided by certain angels this month to take that intimidating side and this water here, the tiger drinking from this water, can be symbolic for the more calming energies, you know, emotional energies. As earth signs, sometimes we can forget our emotion. So this is you drinking from that, the spiritual pond of emotion, getting back more in touch with how you feel before your birthdays, before Saturn moves into your sign and everything's about karma. And we had that in the beginning of the week too with this star card. You know, some of you could be wishing to get more in touch with your emotions again, because maybe perhaps at the beginning of the week you were pouring water because you knew that a more intimidating, challenging side of you was going to need it, you know? So, oh, come on. I guess we'll just mute you. Well, so yeah, I believe that there's a more intimidating side of you coming out this month, and I see that side softening, Capricorn. And I do see a more pure side of you. You know, this could be you, or this could be someone in your life, or a divine, this could actually be a real angel who's on you. And I do see that, Capricorn, because we do have the Archangel Michael. Well, this could be a friend of yours as well, because we have the friendship card coming up below it. So you guys might have really spiritual and helpful, you know, that friend that tells you, oh, drink more water, make sure you're drinking more water, or, you know, this could be a situation where you're really feeling emotional about something, and this can be a conversation that takes place between you. You know, this is an emotional conversation that takes place, and it winds up calming you, and this friend is by your side. Okay, so you want to, if that is the case, you want to show appreciation. You want to show appreciation to the energies in your life, even if it's you, if it's someone else, if it's your mom, if it's a friend. Show appreciation for those who have been kind to you, who did encourage you to get back in touch with your emotional side and let you cry on their shoulder, anything like that. You want to show appreciation to the divine and to the heavens and to our friends, because Capricorn, we're going through a lot of changes, and you know, we're not going to be able to help it, but those who have screwed us over are going to get instant karma. Instant karma. And it's because Saturn, we're ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is also in our sign for the next 3 years. So anyone who has screwed you over, anyone who hasn't shown appreciation to you, is going to get instant karma. So for those who have actually been genuine and authentic to us, you know, all we need is one person. Look how strong her energy is. There doesn't need to be a bunch of, you know, angels around us. All we need is this angel could take flight with this tiger. Her wings are strong enough. So for some of you, it's either you or an energy in your life. This could be a spouse who's been here all year for you. It hasn't been an easy year. I see a lot of clouds. You see the clouds back here? So Spirit is showing me that you weren't mentally clear about something. You were actually quite emotional, and you needed assistance. Someone helped you in the beginning of December. You got some type of help, or some type of angelic divine help from the universe. For some of you, this could have been a money windfall, or just something moving in your favor. This could possibly be this compassionate wish coming true at the beginning of December. You really want to show appreciation, okay? And I can't stress this enough. We are also going to receive our karma. It's not just people around us. It's also us. So everything we do, everything people do around us, there's going to be karma for it now. Saturn is very much stronger now that it's moving to Capricorn. So we want to show appreciation. That's good karma. When you show appreciation for something good in your life, you're breathing out gratitude and satisfaction into the universe around you. And that is putting yourself in alignment for more gratitude and satisfaction. So you want to show appreciation. Show appreciation to these divine beings in your life. Show appreciation for that intimidating side. The fact that this intimidating side gets a little bit of emotion and empathy. So we're showing appreciation. And I might have been right about that money windfall, because in the beginning of the month, the last week of December ended with the Ace of Pentacles. Now, this doesn't have to be money, but this is the universe really delivering something. This is you, Capricorn. You are the Pentacles in tarot. And this is we have 2 Pentacle cards. So I really do see something coming to fruition. You know how you were looking through a situation? Well, you could have been really picking this is like really awesome here, because you were looking through a situation, had something to do with a relationship or your home environment. maybe your lifestyle, and you were given something of value. So it doesn't have to be money, Capricorn, but it could be, you know, a certain promotion at work, or it has something to do with this wish here. I see that this doesn't have to be a wish that you made in December. This is a wish that you made in 2017. For some of you, this is a wish you made way back in 2012. You're going to know when you watch this video what it means to you. But this is a compassionate wish that was very heavy on your mind, whether you made it this month or whether you're just thinking about it a lot this month, because you're looking through situations as well, right? So before you celebrate this wish coming true, you have to look through the situation. But nonetheless, you are wishing. And for some of you, that wish came right out of the sky randomly. This angel, maybe you were feeling very, how this tiger can be very vicious. Tigers are very intimidating, very majestic creatures. He could maul you apart. But instead of being aggressive and being intimidating, he's just calmly drinking from these still waters, okay? And if you showed appreciation, if you looked through the situation, and if you were patient, if you were calm, the universe rewarded you. This may not have happened yet for all of you. Some of you may have different energies. We all have a different birth chart. So for some of you, you may be getting this at a different time, but I see the universe. You see this hand coming out of the sky? I see this as the same wish that you made. I see this as a wish that you made. And it's a very real wish. The thing about pentacles is that pentacles symbolize something that we can see, something that we can feel, something that we can touch. It's something of value to us, something that we need, that is very real and tangible, okay? Earth signs really appreciate what's real, all right? So this is something very real. Some of you, it could be a car. Some of you, it can be, for me, it might be the Wi-Fi that I'm using to upload your videos. That's something very real that I can see. This is something happened in the beginning of the month that came down from the sky, and it changed your life in a very real way. And, I'm seeing a lot of different things here. But whatever this is, whatever God gave you, and we see this earth here, right? Very earth. This could be the same garden that you were looking through, okay? Because I'm seeing here this Ace of Pentacles. Now this could symbolize you guys being the Ace of Pentacles, being the ace of your own energy, especially because of all the energy going into Capricorn this month. But what I really see here is that this is some type of blessing, some type of good luck or gift. This is also a new beginning. So it's interesting that this is the third card. And this is when Mercury went retrograde and when we had the full moon in Gemini. And for me, it's very true. On that day, I did receive a rather large sum of finances. And that was a very beautiful blessing. So I'm not sure if you guys had that kind of experience, but this is going to be different for all of us. But, even if it's small, the universe is showing me that it's going to affect your life in a big way. But this can be a very small thing, something as simple as, seeing someone that you haven't seen in a long time, or, I don't know, a small job situation where instead of working third shifts, now you get to work first shift. That is something that would change your life in a physical way, right? A whole different schedule, something earthy that Capricorn is going to appreciate. And, you really want to show appreciation for this Ace of Pentacles. You want to show appreciation for your earth energy because it's coming up here very strongly in the beginning of this month. And I can definitely relate to that as a Capricorn rising. Now, there's a lot of earth and water here. I see earth and water here down at the end of your reading here with the earth, with the world, and then the moon. And I see a lot of earth and water here as well, and here as well. So just know that this is about grounding your emotions. And this is about your emotions becoming grounded this month. And I think that's because you're dealing with the 6th house and the 12th house energy. That's Virgo, Pisces energy. So very, very cool. Now we have acceptance. So it's very interesting that we're in the middle of December. We have this, this was right when the full moon happened, this Ace of Pentacles, and this show appreciation. And that moon happened in your 6th house. So I'm seeing money for you guys. I'm seeing you guys doing a lot better financially heading into the new year. This could be a birthday present. This can be a birthday wish that you make on a star or on the candles, you know, at 11:11 or something. But moving on to the middle of December, I see that there's acceptance, and this is coming up with compassion too, coming up right underneath compassion. So there's something here that you need to accept. Now, I believe that this has to do with any new beginnings or completions. Now, this kind of thing here can definitely start some new beginnings and completions in your life. And it's very best if you move on through the week and through December with accepting that. You see this full moon around her head? So this is very much showing me that around that full moon in your 6th house, it completed certain things about. So you want to accept this new lifestyle. Accept the ending. And this could be, you know, this might be coming up, Capricorn, because of the new year. You know, maybe next year you're going to find yourself in a very different place. Maybe your lifestyle is about to change a lot. Maybe not necessarily right now, but it might in the months to come. But it is important in your reading this month because Spirit is showing me this. So I'm seeing around that full moon that there was some acceptance. Maybe you guys did accept some things. Now this can come in many different ways. But I'm seeing here that you're mentally accepting something because we see these flowers here around her head. So, you know, your crown chakra, and that can be Mercury as well, taking you back into the past, helping you accept certain things. Because I love Mercury retrogrades because, you know, it does bring certain exes back and certain relationships back, but it does so in a way that so that you can move on with new energy. If you ended badly with someone who you still have karma to deal with, then Mercury can bring them back into your life so that you have mental clarity on a situation. I do see this as mental clarity. And as an earth sign, mental clarity can help you accept certain things. So there may be some type of completion here with mental clarity, but I see you guys calmly accepting that. You know, calmly accepting what no longer is and what's going to be. And this is coming out with the Ace of Cups. So this can be emotional acceptance. This can be an acceptance of a new love. And since it's coming up with this full moon card, and let me tell you, there was a few signs that got this. So the 2nd week of December, it really did bring in this kind of Ace of Cups energy, this new love opportunity, this flow of emotion, okay? Because this card talks about a person who was in emotional hiding for a really long time. They weren't emotionally secure. They weren't really, expressing their emotions. But the Ace of Cups is a sign. When this card comes up for a reading, it's a sign that the person is ready to finally show their emotion. They're ready to be emotionally honest with themselves. So I see, and the moon has a lot to do with your emotion. When the moon is full, we are all, experiencing emotion full effect. The moon is symbolic for our inner feelings. Capricorn, you guys feel things on a deep level inside yourself. You don't always explain or voice or communicate the way that you feel. But I know Capricorn, I've dated a few Capricorns, and they didn't really communicate that well. They were very quiet, and they were more so just about fixing the problem. And I really wanted them to communicate a little bit more. But as far as the emotions go, Capricorn, and I didn't know at the time that I had a Capricorn rising, so that was probably where the frustration was coming from, because I have a Pisces sun. So I have emotion in my chart to help me out. And then I have that Capricorn Taurus energy that can ground me. But who knows what energy you guys have. But I do see here, and this happened for a lot of people, this emotion, this is emotion. It's hard to hide our emotion around this time when everything is changing. Full moons and New Year's and Saturn moving, and the very air we're breathing is kind of changing. And when we change, we might be changing into people that are more emotional. And I'm seeing that it's coming up here that it's best if you just accept that, Capricorn, and you can accept it mentally. You see how there's water droplets here flowing down from the universe. And then if you look closely, I don't know if these are flowers or if they're water droplets, if you look really close. So this could be like the water droplets. This is mental emotion. Capricorn, that's a good way to explain it. Because you guys are emotional. You're just more so mental. You're more so mentally and logical about it. So just be a little easy on yourself come the middle. You're going through a lot, Capricorn. And I know you like to handle everything headstrong. You like to climb that mountain. But I'm seeing here that there's some type of emotional completion. You know, this could have had something to do with the wish that you made as well. Because we have, you know, this star card. You know, there's a lot of water in your reading just pouring down. So this star card is pouring, and then it's turning into this Ace of Cups, pouring right onto the world, right down to your emotional world. Okay? So for some of you, this is coming out as a new love opportunity, and you want to accept that. Some of you may have a hard time. You know, this might be why you were looking through a situation before jumping into a relationship, because you might have multiple options right now, Capricorn. And there may be this new love or some type of new emotional. This could be the same person. You could be with the same person you've been with for a while, but new emotions coming into that relationship that you're accepting. I mean, this is a lot of water. And I wouldn't expect anything else with you when you're having the 12th house, you know. With the 12th house, emotions can go anywhere. And this is a lot of subconscious emotion as well coming up with the moon being here. Especially with these flowers. So the spirit is showing me this, her head. I keep looking at her head. So maybe some of you were really in your head, stuck in your head in a situation, and it's emotions. Like there's a lot of emotion that you're thinking about, and you're finally getting a chance to release that and cry it out or release it somehow, maybe through some type of physical outlet, since that card is coming up at the end of the month. You need some type of physical outlet to get this water out of your brain, out of your subconscious, into the physical realm where you operate better at, so that you're not carrying, so that you're not carrying this around. You know, you want to carry your intuition around. You want to make sure what the heavy burden on your back is worthy. You know, if it's worth it, if these flowers are beautiful and if they're going to grow, then I would pick them and carry them too. And I would celebrate that. But if not, we're going to need to let it go and release it. Okay, so there's some emotional acceptance here. For some of you, it's an acceptance of a completion and new beginning in love. This could be breakups for some of you, emotional breakups, but you're accepting it, Capricorn. And I hope the people you're dealing with are too, because for you, you know, you're coming up on this birthday and all these changes. You know, people aren't going to really know what's up with Capricorn because they're going through a lot of transformation right now. And it's even emotional, mental transformation. So that's not easy to go through. It definitely takes a lot of strength and a lot of pride. But I do see you coming from a place of acceptance. Now, whether other people can accept you or not, that's on them, but they will receive their own karma. Okay, so we'll come back to that if there's anything else Spirit wants to say about that. But this can be compassionate emotion. You know, you could be looking through an emotional situation, you know. So let's move on here. This is a very important part of your reading because, as I was mentioning before, it's the center of it, you see? And then we have all these energies kind of around it. So let's see here. We have health. Now, this card means a lot of different things to me. Now, there's obviously the logical. Health is very logical. You know, this could be your mental health. This can be your emotional health. This can be your spiritual health. But whatever it is, you want to balance all that. You see how that balance beam there? And she has all those fruits and vegetables. Well, they're just fruits. I see grapes. I see orange. I see bananas. So she's got some healthy food there. So for some of you, you know, Capricorn season is right around the corner. And when we're in an earth season, earth signs, remember I was telling you that pentacles rule what's physical and what's real and what you can feel? Well, our physical bodies kind of fall in that department as well. So this is coming up right in the middle of your reading as your physical vessel. So, you know, in order to move as fast as you do, Capricorn, in order to do as much work as you do, and in order to clean as much as you do, and get as much done as you do, you know, we have you up here getting a lot done in the beginning of the week, or the beginning of the month. We have this star card, working really hard. Okay, well, you know, you want to make sure you're paying attention to your health, too. because, you know, our wealth is in our health. That's something I've heard a lot in my life. So if you're not healthy, you can't be wealthy. You know, sick people, weak people, and I don't mean weak as in like, you know, like weak-minded or anything. I mean literally physically weak. If you can't get up and move, you can't work, you can't be ambitious, you know. So make sure, you know, I think this is just going to come up. It came up for me. I mean, it's the 19th, and I'm literally, I went out and got vitamin B12 pills today because I've been feeling really low on energy. I've been feeling really like malnourished, and I feel better already. I took one of them earlier today with a meal, and honestly, it might be a mental thing, but I feel better. So I don't know what it is that you guys can add to your daily schedule. Maybe fix your sleep schedule a little bit. That's what it is for me. Get up a little earlier, go to sleep a little bit earlier. You guys are pretty scheduled people though. So if this isn't, you know, if this isn't about that, then it's just because it's going to come up because your bodies are a year coming up on another year older. You've traveled around the earth another time, Capricorn. So just make sure you're staying healthy. Don't forget about that you're a very physical. All the earth signs need to make sure they're very much, you know, that they're physical. It's very important. You know, it's very important that your physical bodies and your physical mind and your physical cells, this is coming up for me as my rising sign. I didn't feel like my health was as good as it could be. So just drink more water. Oh, interesting that I say that. Drink more water, Capricorn. We have this kind of more intimidating side of you. This is the side of you that's always working. This is the more slower. So the slower, more pure side of you has reached out to that more masculine. Okay, masculine and feminine. This is your masculine energy that you can barely slow down. But I see here that you were, you know, replenishing yourself. So drink water, Capricorn. You know, this is coming up with the Pentacles as well. So this is your energy. This was a message for you that, you know, you'll receive good luck and blessings if you show appreciation. So you could be even showing appreciation to your physical body. For others of you, I just received the message that if you're in a twin flame relationship, you really want to show appreciation to the feminine person in the relationship. The masculine needs to replenish his self or herself, and the feminine needs to be show appreciation to that, the feminine side of you. Some of you may have feminine characters in your life that are like, you need to drink more water. They're making sure you're okay. They're checking on your health. They're making sure that you're resting. So you want to show appreciation to those feminine angels in your life. Mother figures. I'm seeing some of your mothers really coming in, maybe letting you borrow some money or giving you money for your birthday. You want to show appreciation to those beautiful angels in your life, whether they be in heaven or whether they be here with you on earth. So I am being led here that you want to look through the situation of your health. This is coming up right beneath, you know, your health. So you're doing all this celebrating. Some of us may be drinking around this time, right? We do eat a lot more during the holidays. So just don't forget about your health. Don't forget about your health this month, Capricorn. This card, you know, is not one of my favorite cards because health is more of a serious matter, but it makes sense why it would be coming up because we have very serious Saturn coming into our sign today. So there's a reason why our physical bodies are telling us to drink more water and to slow down a bit. Make sure everything's on the up and up. I don't want to scare you guys. And it's interesting. It's very interesting that this card came up with the health card. I have a few things here about this. So I'm going to talk about the Seven of Pentacles briefly. The Seven of Pentacles is a working hard energy. This is your energy, Capricorn. This is the only other Pentacle card that came out. So you have the Ace of Pentacles and you have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is all about going back to that garden. Seeing what, these are seeds you planted a long time ago, perhaps on several new moons ago. This is a new moon energy. So this can be you, you know, around yesterday, around the 18th. You could have came, you know, this is metaphorical. You could have went back to a garden. So you went back to a certain situation to look through it. So you're looking down at a relationship or at your life, at your year, at 2017. But the point is here, whatever it is that you're looking back, you're going back to the drawing board on a situation. And the question here is, what has grown? What has not? Okay, it's very important for Capricorns that their hard work is paid off. You know, Capricorns don't work as hard as they do for free, right? You don't put in your energy into, you know, we are mountain climbers. You know, we have a lot of energy, and we use every bit of our energy to succeed, to be ambitious, to reach our goals. So the goals that we don't reach, or perhaps the things that don't come to fruition, you know, these are the things that we're going to be needing to look through. And, you know, this is around the new moon where there's certain new beginnings and endings. So whatever doesn't grow, you know, we've put in the hard work. This guy here, this card talks about putting in, this guy comes out every day. He's been here every day for the past 3 years, every day in 2017, working hard day and night. This is his job, you know, it's his job to make sure that these pinnacles, that these seeds turn into pinnacles. So he's came out there, he's just taken a short break to take a look. Now, it's really interesting. I see what Spirit did here with your reading, because right above that we have look through the situation. Like, these cards literally go so well together. Now, this is more so the beginning of December. We had you looking through a situation, maybe that full moon completing certain things, and then we have the new moon, because this is in the middle of December. So we have two people here working in a garden, and this is metaphorical. Some of you really might be working in a literal garden, but for most of you, I see that this is more so of a metaphor. So our relationships can be gardens that we plant things in, that we see what grows and what doesn't. We can water our relationships. Interesting. We have you here really watering things in your life that you want to grow. So at the beginning of December, you instantly started watering your past and your present and your future, because you're keeping that in mind. This is the wish. This is you having faith in a situation. You have enough faith and compassion to look through a situation, a work situation, a life situation, a relationship situation. It's going to be different for all of you. But the point is, it's time to pick those seeds off. Whatever grew. You worked really hard. You did your part, okay? And now that Saturn is coming home, it's time to pick your seeds. It's time to reap your harvest. This is like a harvesting energy. So every farmer knows, you know, that if you put in the work, you know, you don't just plant a seed, drop a few drops of waters on there, and then have it grow. No, it takes time. So I'm seeing that here with this energy too, that this pinnacle could have came. This is self-growth. Pinnacles represent, and there's that garden again. You see that there's certain things in that garden that have grown, but not unless you water it. You see how that tiger is just drinking in that water? Well, that can be symbolic for watering a situation, showing appreciation for what has grown in your life. And there's definitely some water here, right? This is the water that's growing. So your whole world is being watered, and it's definitely growing, Capricorn. I definitely see you watering certain things. So I might name your video something like that, like watering the seeds, something like that. Because this month is all about you coming back to that garden. You know, some of you are going to really have to tell people the hard way. You know, if they don't look like a pinnacle to you, if they're not a flower or a pinnacle to you, you're not going to waste any more time. This guy, he does not waste his time. He sees what grows. He's put in his patience. Something took a long time and a lot of hard work and dedication. Something took a long time, a lot of hard work and dedication to grow. And you know, not just anybody gets to reap the reward. Only the people who put in the hard work, you know. So that might be why you're looking through a situation and you're doing that before the Four of Wands, before you compassionately celebrate. You want to just make sure you're celebrating with people who were here for you in these moments, okay? I'm also seeing here, oh, sorry, my dog's going to bark a little bit. I had a little dog come live with me. Ty. No barking now. Doing the Capricorn. My dog is actually a Capricorn, so that's pretty funny. I think he was born on January 19th. So, yeah. Of course, I just knew he would make himself known during these videos here. But Capricorn, you know, I do see this here as you really being patient. You know, you've been patient all year long to see what has grown for you. And now that we've reached December, there's no more time. You've looked through the situation, you've shown appreciation, you know, you've accepted certain things. And so it's time now to verify what it is that has grown in our lives and what it is that doesn't deserve our water anymore, doesn't deserve our hard work, time, patience, and energy anymore. I see a lot of you did do a great job, and you're going to have a lot of pentacles because of that. And these pentacles, remember, they can come in the form of many different things. This doesn't have to be actual pentacles. This is something that you put a lot of hard work and time into a situation, and you know, you did it to see it grow over time. So I'm seeing that some of you are going to be a little disappointed that some things didn't grow, but I'm seeing that some of you are going to be very, very happy with the results. Either way, just know that you stood patient and that you came out and did exactly what you put in the work. This could be your actual real job. We have a 6th house lifestyle energy. So some of you have been working really hard on yourself, by yourself, for yourself. And I'm also seeing here that all this hard work, because this came out with the health card. So you want to make sure that some of you could have been doing work on your health. This can be, you know, remember I said health and your wealth? Your health is in your wealth. That's exactly what the spirit is saying with these cards, and that you want to make sure you're balancing. So for those of you pushing 60 hours a week, you might want to cut it back because I see you working and waiting and working and waiting, and maybe you don't really even have any time to replenish yourself, to drink. You know, that's why the masculine energy is shown drinking from water here. Okay, because masculine energy in Capricorn, even the females, you guys are very masculine. Even me, I come across very masculine sometimes. I can intimidate even really larger people than me. So I'm seeing here that the masculine energy, the go, go, go energy, the work, work, work energy, that needs some replenishment. That needs some attention and time, because we have health coming up here. Okay, I'm seeing here there's a lot of pentacles. You know, you're working for your pentacles. You're receiving a lot of work here. But you've done a lot of work already. So you want to make sure you're balancing your health and your wealth. All right? You want to make sure you see your health just as good and as important. You want to value your health just as much as you value your wealth, Capricorn. Work as hard as you do for money for yourself, okay? And that's what I'm seeing there. I'm just being really, really, you know, Spirit is really reiterating this kind of 7 of Pentacles energy, this energy of seeing, you know, it's important. This month, everything is surrounding, you know, this kind of energy of what has worked out and what hasn't, because it's important that we know this and that we verify this. It's important that we acknowledge this, because it's time to walk away from anything that isn't of value to us anymore. You know, this is like the Garden of Eden, you know, for some of you. Like, this is your happy place, your sanctuary, and you don't want just any type of person up in your garden. So we may come back to that, because I do see a lot there, especially with, you know, look through the situation. So that's just saying, you know, you want to look through the situation to find out what has grown and what hasn't. That's exactly what the message is. Now, it's interesting that we're talking about certain people, you know, because we're getting to this energy here, over here. This is like, we're reaching the kind of end of the middle. This is right where we are. So when you watch this video, you could be experiencing the energy that I'm talking about right here in the middle, because we're about to head into the future, which is the last row of your reading. But I feel like I've felt a certain energy this whole time talking to you, Capricorn, and I felt a kind of a sneaky energy, kind of a betraying energy. And it's interesting that the 7 of Pentacles is coming up. I'm glad, because I was tired of feeling it. I felt it up here with the look through the situation. Some of you probably feel that same way. Some of you may feel like you're dating or with people who just want to take from you or steal from you, or, you know, take all your hard work, because this is coming up right after you know, right after you see and right after you acknowledge and understand what it is that's working for you and what it is that isn't. Because it's time to walk away from anything that isn't of value, right? It isn't healthy to stay in situations that don't align with our value. That's why health is coming up with the Seven of Pentacles. Because you want to make sure you're making healthy decisions. Not only health as in like eating habits and stuff. Like we have mental health as well. And I think it's more so about physical and mental health. And you know, certain relationships can take a toll on our physical and mental health. So there may be a few Capricorns. I don't think all of you need to hear that. But this Seven of Swords, you know, and it's interesting. We have two sevens here. So you want to be careful come the middle. I mean, I'm really feeling a tight rope here. I'm feeling that we need to be very, very, very careful come the middle of December, heading into, because this is a very important time. Whatever we allow to happen in our lives right now is going to it's going to set the energy for the next 3 years. And I don't know about you, but I've done my best to get people out of my life like this. The Seven of Swords is a guy, he's stealing from an army base. And he has a smug look on his face, but he doesn't realize, and this is Saturn right here. This is Saturn in this picture. You see that these men, you can't see who they are, but they're silhouettes. And you can see that one of them has kind of like a gun or something drawn back there. This guy thinks he's getting away scot-free with sneaky behavior. He thinks he's getting away with stealing. He literally stole all those swords from an army base. And that's just like so cruel, because our army men need, like, someone's gonna need these swords. So he stole somebody's defense mechanism, and he's doing it just so that he can weaken another person. Now this could be someone around you, Capricorn, or just someone that we need to be careful of. Energies that we need to look out for. This is a 7 and this is a 7. So if you're not careful, if you don't see the value in things, then this value, these pentacles can turn into swords. You know, someone could literally come into your garden at night and steal, and they can be as invisible as air. You might not even see them do it, but Saturn will see him. This person, this is all about what's done in the dark coming to the light. So if we've done anything like this, Capricorn, we will receive our karma as well. The main thing I like about this card is the men that you see there in the background. He is going to receive his karma, and this is a very Saturn energy. So anybody who's taken from us for the past 3 years, they thought they were doing it with no karma, but oh boy, is karma gonna come back around on them. They didn't get away with shit. What's done in the dark, it comes to the light. And this guy is an idiot. He's doing it in broad daylight. You see how it's so sunshiny back there? And he's just got this look on his face like, ha ha, yeah, ha ha. You're gonna get got. Now, I'm really, really interested here. And it's interesting. I see a mountain back here as well. So this very much is about the obstacles that we've overcame, Capricorn, and all the mountains we've had to climb to have these pinnacles grow. Like, we should be very proud of ourselves. This is different for all of us, but we've really done some hard work, and we created money. We created value out of nothing. So it makes it even more important that we don't allow someone to just come in and, yeah, they look nice, they look like there's a smile on their face. Don't let someone smile in your face and make out like a bandit, right? Because we've done a lot of work here to create these pinnacles. We didn't just get them because we're sexy or because we're cool. No, we worked really hard for those pinnacles. Now, the thing here is that we have an earth and an air energy coming up. We had a lot of earth and water, but now we're having an earth and air energy. And we do have an Aquarius here. So there could be something here with an Aquarius or a Libra or a Gemini. And I'm only saying that because these are 2 7 cards, and they came up right next to each other, right after each other. So there could be some type of air sign that you don't feel like is respecting your values. They're not appreciating your hard work that you do. Because sometimes when you're working with different elements, there may be an air sign who sees hard work a different way than you. To an air sign, or maybe not an air sign, but if you're not dealing with an Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, you're dealing with someone who's a lot of mouth. You know, there could be a lot of arguments here. This is someone doing all the talking, because swords represent communication. So someone may not be literally stealing from you, but all the same, someone can be using up all the platform to speak in a relationship. You remember how I was talking to you about me and when I dated a Capricorn, how she wasn't really communicating, but she had emotion deep inside? Well, while you're looking down at your values, if you're not looking through the whole situation, if you're not looking through the entire situation, Capricorn, if you're just looking through the earth, if you're just looking at this from a logical standpoint, you might not see what's happening on a mental level. You might not, and that's interesting because right here, the certain mental clarity coming up, the acceptance of mental clarity. You're looking down at your values, you're focused on money, and you're not realizing the energies in your life that are as swift as air. So let's see here what more I'm getting. I am getting arguments because I don't think that someone is, and I don't care, they're going to get their karma. Saturn, I feel pretty safe, and I know I'm going to receive, I'm not perfect. I've done some things, not like this. I mean, I just more so have a temper, and I'll be judged, and I'm glad about that because I want to grow. I want to take responsibility, and that's, how we all should be acting, especially now that Saturn is here. So don't worry, whatever this energy is for you, Capricorn, whether it's you, whether it's another person, what goes around comes around. I do see there might be some heavy communication about your new values or about your health or about some type of new acceptance. If this is your energy, then I see you picking up those pentacles. Since there's 2 sevens, it's very important here that we have 2 sevens. Because you have enough water here that you watered. Obviously, you've done enough. You've put emotion into your work. You've put feeling into it. You put compassion into it. And that is exactly what made your garden grow. That's exactly what made this substantial amount of value come to fruition. Now, you could just be feeling really smug about this. I know that I feel that a little bit. That we could just be, this could be the same person. This can be you. If you don't resonate with the part I was talking about before, if someone's not stealing, if you're not in arguments, if you're not dealing with an earth sign, then this can just be you becoming really intellectual about your values, about your hard work, about what has worked out for you. Like, this is a Saturn energy. This is Saturn coming into your sign. You may get a little smug. You may pick these pentacles off your tree and put them all in your hand and communicate them. Like, these are my pentacles. This is what I've done the last 3 years. This is what I've done all of 2017. And now I'm making out like a bandit. You may be smugly communicating with certain people about your values, whereas before you were okay. Before, when you were compassionate, beginning of December, beginning of 2017, a year ago, you could have been, you could have been sharing a little bit more, giving people money a little bit more. But now you're like, I've worked hard for this. This is my money. These are my values. This is my space. Capricorns are also very territorial. So for some of you, this can be a certain space that, like, this garden can be some type of sacred space that you have, and you're not about to let someone charge in and just think that they can, like, take advantage of you. I don't know, guys. This is different. I'm seeing kind of half and half here, that some of you are focused on finances, and we have this might not be an air. I'm not seeing this as just an air sign. For some of you, that'll resonate. But for others of you, there's just a very sneaky, someone who just communicates their way. It's like they're very charming. So for some of you, it's a Libra. Libras act like things, sometimes they can make balance appear out of nothing, but this doesn't look very balanced to me. But it's interesting. We have this 7 of Swords sneaking right into this garden, right? So you just want to be careful there, Capricorn. But I don't really have too many concerns because Saturn is going to be in our sign around this time. This is like the ending of the middle of the month, before we head into the ending of the month. So there is going to be these kind of energies that come up in your life. Whether you just take on this energy, you may be become a little bit, you may become more intellectual about your goals and values. But some of you may actually be dealing with a Seven of Swords type of energy. People trying to steal your money, people trying to pick things off of the garden that you've worked real hard to create, you know. And it's interesting because when I was thinking about this card, you know, and when I was thinking about the look through the situation, you know, some of the people that you were with, they might have, I remember that I felt that sneaky energy, you know, I felt it behind the whole reading, and there are some hidden aggressions here in the reading. For some of you, this can be a friend that you have, unfortunately, because this is right above the friendship card. So some of you there's some light and dark going on with friendships, but we'll get to that. It isn't healthy though, Capricorn, to allow this kind of thing if this isn't a good energy, and this usually isn't. The Seven of Swords is take energy, take what isn't mine. And it is mental. So some of you could just be dealing with this mentally. You could just be thinking, you know, that mentally someone is causing this kind of energy. And this is a more grounded energy. But this is a take, and this is a patient. This is I've waited for this. I've created this. I deserve this. I've earned this. So this is earning, and this is stealing. And it's interesting that they are both sevens. So, you know, there's a very important message here from Spirit, that there's someone who was patient and chivalrous and acted out of integrity. This is a responsible energy. He worked really hard. He created this. So you can create value or you can steal it, you know. So, you know, that's up to you, Capricorn, how you decide to interpret that. But this is coming up here with divine purpose, which is a very important card there. This angel kneeling down there, this is the divine purpose card. And yet again, we see the color purple. So perhaps this has another thing to do with your intuition or your third eye. So you want to use your third eye this month to weed out people like this. And it's interesting that I say weed out, because these can be weeds in your garden. This kind of energy, this Seven of Swords, could potentially hinder the growth of your Seven of Pentacles garden. But you can use your intuition to help you see the people in your life that are sneaking and communicating with you harshly, not letting you communicate your own value, people who are stealing from you on a mental level or a communication level, arguing. But it's coming up with your divine purpose. So for some of you, these people are actually a part of your divine purpose. It may be your divine purpose to grow and grow beyond them. Maybe the universe wanted to see if you valued yourself enough. This is valuing yourself, valuing your own hard work, valuing your own money. And, you know, Saturn is coming in to teach us the balance of that, to teach us boundaries and restrictions. It's important that we have our own boundaries, and especially as Capricorns. You know, even our wallet needs boundaries and restrictions so that we can have self-confidence and we can grow. This is self-growth. So there's something here with your divine purpose. Okay, and it's coming up. So I don't want you having these energies in your life, people stealing, keeping you away from your divine purpose, or literally stealing from your divine purpose. Because this card it's interesting how this card is illustrated, because we have this angel, she's kind of kneeling down. So for some of you, this is just sweet surrender, right? This is just psychic, sweet, indigo surrender. We have this rainbow, right, behind her. And there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So this could very well be the pot of gold, or this could very well be the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Some of you might need, it might be your divine purpose to wait till the end of the month for this kind of energy, but just be patient, especially because divine purpose has come up in your reading. This is almost important as divine timing. They kind of go hand in hand. Your divine purpose is what you're actually meant to do in the world. It's your purpose, it's your path. It's your talents, gifts, and abilities. It's the reason why you're here. Your special uniqueness, you know, you're very unique. Nobody is like you. There's only one you, and that means that there's only one divine purpose like you. So I'm seeing here this purple. So you want to use your intuition But you're going to be learning a lot more about your divine purpose when Saturn moves into your sign, and, you know, when you're more karmically involved again. So, you know, you want to make sure that you're communicating your divine purpose, even if you have to communicate in a way like this. Let's see here if I just get anything else. You definitely want to use your intuition to make sure that you know, and that you can see anybody who's sneaky, cheating, lying. You want to, you know, it's not in your it might not be in your divine purpose to deal with people like that anymore. But this is a very interesting energy here that came up for you. And I see that you might want to communicate that. You want to show appreciation as well to your divine purpose. Now that, we'll come back to that if there's any other messages there. So that's kind of the middle of December. I'd say that's where we are now. I am feeling that there's a little bit more with this energy. So I'll try to get back to this Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Swords. So there's something there with a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Also a grounded energy and an intellectual energy. You might need both this month. You might need to be intellectual and grounded. So let's move on a little bit to the future, which is what I love. So we have a physical outlet. Okay, and this is coming up with acceptance and compassion. So for some of you, you know, energy can get built up inside us. And as an earth sign, you have a lot of energy. As a all the Capricorns I know are very hard workers. You know, this is why you're able to do things like this, because you have a lot of energy. You guys are usually very healthy people. You rule the physical body. So it's interesting that we have physical outlet come up. It might be healthy for you to create some sort of accepting physical outlet. This can be boxing. This is a lady who's dancing. She's shown here dancing. So dance is a good example, and exercise is a good example of a physical outlet. And as my rising sign, I can tell you that this is coming up for me in December for sure. Last night, I felt the need to get on the ground and stretch and lift a few weights. So that could be, you know, something that you guys are doing towards the end of December or throughout all of December. But there is a need here for a physical outlet. I think it's because you're feeling a lot of emotion. You know, you're doing a lot of hard work, and you're looking through all of these life situations. You're focused on your health and your wealth. You know, you're trying to show appreciation for your divine purpose. You're focused on all of these things. So yeah, you're definitely going to need a physical outlet. And this is coming up with the World. Now, this is a good luck card. The World is harmony. And it's interesting, we have two celebration cards. These are two celebration cards because we have the reef here, and we have a reef around this figure here in the middle. So I am seeing here something to do with Christmas, since there's Christmas reefs. So you guys could be going to certain celebrations. Maybe you meet someone at a Christmas party at the beginning of the month. I don't know. But I'm loving this World card for you. For some of you, your physical outlet is the world. You want to create some type of physical outlet to get your message across to the world, okay? I'm also seeing here that you guys are surrounded by your element. This can be Saturn. You know, we have Earth surrounding you. So this is your solar return. This is the sun traveling around you, but it's really being shown here as Earth. And it's interesting. There was another reading that I did that had these two cards in the same area, because you see how this lady is naked? And here, this could be a symbol for vulnerability. But I definitely see this as like Saturn energy, because the world is experiencing a cycle right now. But my thing is here is that they're both naked. But at the beginning, we had you naked and vulnerable, really nothing surrounding you, you know, except for your own compassion and faith, which is great. That's why you're still safe. Even if you're naked, if you are coming from a place of passion and love and light, you're protected. You're not even vulnerable. So we have you here at the end of the month, naked still, but protected by your own element. You see that lovely Earth? This is the sign of a celebration. So you're celebrating your own element. This is when it's going to be Capricorn season. Mercury has gone direct at this time. Saturn is in your sign. So you're celebrating. This is your birthdays, right? You guys are celebrating. Some of you have December birthdays, so you're going to be celebrating. It's interesting that this is kind of like being in the womb. I see the World card, so some of you could be even celebrating the birth of a child, or this can be symbolic for your birth, because we all were here once, right? But yet again, I'm seeing this purple, right? We see this purple. So here is you letting your intuition wrap all around you. Whereas up here, you were kind of looking through a situation intuitively. Okay, so this might not be physically looking through a situation. You could be looking through a situation subconsciously, or with your third eye, or with intuition, using your intuition to allow yourself to analyze. We see the purple there. And then we also see the purple here. It's in your divine purpose now for you to use your intuition, especially when it comes to people's karma and your own karma. You really want to use your own intuition, and I see you doing that, Capricorn, and you're not letting people, take from you this month. And here you are seen, completely wrapped up in that purple cloak. That purple cloth is just wrapped around her body, and I see that as your intuition really protecting you this month, so you are safe with your intuition. This is coming out with physical outlet, and I'm seeing here that she has these wands in her hand. So some of you need to create some sort of magical physical outlet. We do have all of the fixed signs on this card. We have Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus. So those signs might be important to your world in December. So if you know any Tauruses, if you know any Scorpios, if you know any Leo or Aquariuses, or you may have some of these energies in your own birth chart. But I'm seeing here that it's very important for your surrounding environment this month, especially when it comes to what you're celebrating and what's completing, because this is a full cycle here, completing. This is your world complete. I mean, come on now. I wouldn't be surprised that the World card showed up for the Capricorn reading, because it's your birthday. You are actually literally completing a cycle, and it can be a very emotional cycle. We have the Ace of Cups here, right above this kind of world, okay? And so you're emotionally accepting your physical world. The world is your physical outlet. We had physical outlet come up. So it's interesting that these cards are both symbolic for celebration, dancing and celebrating. And the lady here in the World card looks like she's kind of dancing and celebrating. It's a blissful energy. So you want to make sure that you're really giving yourself a physical outlet this month, Capricorn. So let's move on here to the Archangel. Woo! Wow. I dropped him. Archangel Michael. This is a very important card to have come out for you. And I'm actually, to get a better idea of what this might mean, I'm going to go ahead and read what it says here in this book. See if anything jumps out at you. Let's see here. Archangel Michael. You received this card because Archangel Michael wishes to work with you on your divine mission. Like all of the archangels, Michael can be with you and everyone simultaneously. He's unlimited and non-denominational. He helps anyone who asks, especially if you have a life purpose to help the earth. And that's interesting that life purpose came up and your divine purpose came up, Capricorn. So we have the Archangel Michael at the end of December really helping you. And the Archangel Michael is related to Sagittarius energy, which is your 12th house. Sagittarius energy is finishing up right now. So at the end of the month, well, this is Sagittarius energy. Archangel Michael is on the Temperance card. The Temperance card is the Sagittarius card. So this is why I was so happy to see Archangel Michael coming up for you guys. We have this like passionate sword here. So he's here to passionately cut out anything in your life that no longer serves you, right? And it's coming up right beneath this energy where, you're looking through situations, seeing what actually serves you. So whatever doesn't value you, Archangel Michael, and trust me, as Capricorns, Archangel Michael is a very important archangel for you. So I'm so happy that he came up for your reading. I'm not typically a religious person, but I want you guys to keep an eye out for a video that I'm going to upload sometime in January. And it's going to be about it's going to be about the true meaning that I find behind the devil. You know, I have a very interesting view, and I actually received a message for you guys in the middle of my sleep some time ago about the devil card. Well, I wasn't sleeping, I was meditating, and it was actually during heavy Sagittarius energy. It was when Sagittarius when Sagittarius energy had just started. And so it was very Sagittarius, and you know, I received a message about the devil card, and I thought that I might talk to you about that this time, but for now, you know, just for sake of the video being too long, I want to focus here on the reading that you have. But keep an eye out, because in the Bible, you know, Archangel Michael and the devil, they were brothers, and they fought or whatever. So I'm going to be going behind the scenes and really intuitively speaking out about what I believe the Bible to be metaphorical for, and the devil to be, I don't see the devil as this horned figure in the underground with all this fire. No, I don't see that. But nonetheless, we have Archangel Michael here for you, and he's here to support you. Like it said, he helps you with your divine mission, and he can be with you as he's with everyone. So he's here to help you. And let's see, as the giver of strength. Okay, so Archangel Michael is the giver of strength, and I was talking to you about how much strength it takes to go through all of these energies, and then we have him assisting you here at in the end of your reading, into December, going into January. You have Archangel Michael. So he's the giver of strength, and he reminds you of your role on earth. Wow, he reminds you of your role on earth. Interesting. Wow, Capricorn. So he helps you release fear and have a healthy, wow, he helps you release fear and have a healthy level of self-confidence. And I was just talking to you about this being self-growth and being, you know, how Capricorn, sometimes people think we're cocky. So Archangel Michael is here to help you with self-confidence. And it says here that you can call upon him anytime that you're afraid, and know that you are immediately protected by the grace of heaven. So if you're ever feeling vulnerable or scared, Capricorn, you can call upon your brother, Archangel Michael, and he'll be there immediately to help guide you. So, you know, you are immediately protected by the grace of heaven. Ask Archangel Michael to guide you in your decisions based on your purpose. Interesting. That divine, this is so amazing. So he's going to guide you to make decisions about your divine purpose instead of fear, and rest assured that he will lead you to your highest potential. Whenever you feel alone, afraid, or vulnerable, allow the power of this, I guess I could be holding up this card, allow the power of this magnificent angel to bring comforting sense of protection to you. So that was really intense. Archangel Michael here is here to passionately protect you. He's here to help you on your divine purpose. He's here to assist you in pretty much anything you might need, Capricorn. So I would feel very, very lucky to have been the only person so far. I'm not sure if Aquarius or Pisces will get Archangel Michael, but it's very significant that you did. Very significant that you did. And you know, it went with a lot that's surrounding the energy. You know, it talked about being vulnerable and afraid. It talked about the, you know, the divine purpose. And this is coming up with the moon. And this is my card here for the new moon, because we have the sun and the moon here together in the sky. And that's exactly what happened last night when we had a new moon. Every time there's a new moon, we have the sun and the moon. So it's interesting that the new moon was in Sagittarius, and we have the Sagittarius Archangel Michael here. So this is also, you know, the moon is a Pisces card, okay? So there might be something here with that as well. Pisces and Sagittarius are both ruled by Jupiter. So there could be something there with that. If not, this is just Archangel Michael working at a very subconscious level with you. So he's here in your subconscious. He's here spiritually for you. He's here emotionally for you. He's here to help assist you on your divine, this is the divine path that's being walked in the Pisces card here to your natural calling. This card, the Archangel Michael card, talked about getting to your highest potential, which is such a Capricorn energy. This is you walking to your highest potential. We can see the mountains there in the distance that we'll be climbing in 2018, but we have Archangel Michael to passionately assist us. So that's really powerful, you guys. I'm seeing here any secrets or anything that may have been kept from you. We're going to have Saturn, we're going to have Archangel Michael. So it's like we have an abundance of resources to really help us along this journey. So we started the month with compassion and some sort of faith and, you know, a wish. And we're ending the month here with friendship. Now, it's interesting here, Capricorn, because I'm being led to say that there are dark and light people in your life. Obviously, we see here the difference in skin color. And that's just symbolic to me, not for skin color, but for opposites. So we do have opposite energy coming up for you next month with Cancer, Capricorn. Cancer is your opposite sign. Some of you could be friends with a Cancer or friends with a water sign. Maybe friends with a Pisces, because Pisces is a water sign and they showed up for your reading. You also want to, you know, this is a very spiritual energy to have come out with the moon card there. But I do just see that more so as the Sagittarius new moon, you know, really yesterday. You know, so that would also be considered the end of December kind of. But friendship, you know, you really want to look at the friendships that are still standing at the end of this month. Okay, so this can be the need to reflect or show appreciation to your friendships. You may have some friends in your life that are actually a part of your divine purpose right now. But I see this as an opposition. They may be quite different from you, Capricorn. There may be some light and dark here, but nonetheless, friendship is a lovely, lovely energy. I am seeing a lot of passion coming up here because we have the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Wands. So some of you could be friends or have some sort of friendship, some sort of passionate, compassionate friendship with a Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. So you want to think and reflect on the passionate people in your life. It doesn't have to be a fire sign, but this is a very, these cards came out together. This is a very, very passionate, fiery energy. So I'm feeling Aries. And if it's not Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, then it's someone who's very fiery, someone who's very compassionate, very passionate, you know, has a lot of fire energy about them. It could even be a woman, could be a man. I'm seeing both. And if it's not that, I'm seeing you charging forward in a friendly way towards maybe some of you are with a Sagittarius as a friend, but you really want things to pick up. So you charge forward with passion towards the Queen of Wands. So you could be wanting to pursue a relationship or take the next step in a friendship with an Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. This could even be you moving in with a roommate that's a fire sign. You know, but I'm seeing some type of pick up in energy at the end of the month. Passion is really gonna pick up here. We have a lot of fire here at the end of your reading. And the only other fire energy we have in your reading is the Four of Wands. So it could be very true that some of you are, you know, together. This could be friends. This doesn't have to be a relationship, but it's some type of passionate home situation, marriage. So some of you, you know, I am seeing here that you could have looked through a situation compassionately at the beginning of the month, and at the end of the month, you're deciding to just be friends with someone instead of, you know, maybe that's why you looked through the situation, because you find out after you get more clarity, but you still want to show appreciation. It could have something to do with your divine purpose as to why you just can only be friends with this person. You're realizing that it's way better. It's just not in your destiny to be lovers with this person, so you charge forward very passionately with this person. Maybe you do some sort of work spiritually, since there's a black cat here. So for some of you, you know, that message is going to apply. I do see Leo, because Leo is the sun card, and there's a sunflower in her hand. So some of you are really going to be creating friendships with a Leo. And, you know, you may be protecting yourself passionately around this time as well from certain friendships or relationships. But nonetheless, there's a lot of fire here. 2 cards here that popped out for you. And the Knight of Wands is very much charging forward. So for some of you, you are charging forward to a more grounded, passionate royalty. You know, this is what you're probably going to be feeling like for your birthday and things like that. Some of you are the Knight of Wands, some of you are the Queen of Wands. So that's very interesting there. And what I'm getting from that, and I do see Leo very strongly here. because we have the Leo, have these lions right up here, up top. So some of you are just going to be playing around. This is a playful energy, a passionate, playful energy. So things were a bit more serious up here, but they may get more on a friendship level. This is speaking to some type of passionate, playful friendship. So that's really cool. Let me know what that means for you guys. It could mean a few different things. Now, oh wow, you guys have a lot of fiery energy. So we have the Ace of Wands and the Two of Wands at the end of your reading, Capricorn. So there is a decision. This was your underlying energy, the Two of Wands. And the World is coming up here again. So there is something you need to accept about your world. It's not the same as it was, Capricorn. We have Saturn here now. It's going to be 2018. It's your season. You're about to be a year older. There are definitely some completions and cycles starting and ending here, which is great, right? It doesn't have to be a bad thing or a sad thing. All you need to do is spend some time reflecting on your world, your outer and your inner world, right? Because your outer and your inner world did come up here. Pisces, the moon card, is more about your inner world, more about your inner feelings. Okay, we do have the moon and the star here. We have Pisces and Aquarius. So this could be, you know, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, they're all by each other on the wheel. So there could be something there with that as well. Like something ending of 2017 until about March next year, there could be some sort of completion going on for you. With all this going on though, Capricorn, you know, it's very, very important that you are, you know, taking a step back, and this is someone who's alone, okay? So this is isolation. You want to make decisions on your own. You don't really want to let other people influence your life decisions too much, because they're not going to be around for the repercussion. Don't let people make decisions for you, or you don't want to let people be your own voice, okay? It's your divine purpose. You really want to communicate your divine purpose this month. And before you do that, this is looking through a situation. So it's interesting that we had that at the beginning of your reading, because she's looking through a situation. And then we have this man here. He's also climbed to the top of the roof of a building. So that reminds me of a Capricorn energy, because Capricorns like to be up top. They like to climb really high. There's something about climbing high to something, you know, mountains or buildings or obstacles. You climb to the top of them in a way to kind of say, I've conquered this. So you've conquered some sort of compassion, some sort of fire energy this month, this year, actually. So you're reflecting on all that you've learned this year. This year was very important when it comes to growth. You know, we do see mountains in the distance. So this is you stepping out on top of a roof, possibly when all this partying is going on, because for some reason Spirit just showed me that beneath him there's a lot of ruckus and chaos, but he literally just kind of escaped. And before you know it, people are gonna be like, hey, where's Capricorn? Where's that Capricorn guy or girl that was here? And you know, you're just gonna be on top of a roof alone in some type of isolated area. But you do have the world in your hands, very much so. You have the world in your hands. You're going to be thinking about everything that surrounds you. You're going to be thinking about what the next best decision is for you. What's the next best move for myself? For me, not for my boyfriend, not for my girlfriend, not for my friends, okay? For myself. I have to start thinking about myself, because I'm the only one living this life. This is my world. This is my world that I hold in my hands. These are my mountains that I've climbed. This is my growth and my stability. This is my decision. So this is, anytime you see a number 2, and remember, we had passionate energy here as well. So no wonder you're charging forward at the end of the month to this kind of Queen of Wands energy, because the Queen of Wands, you know, she's not like the Knight of Wands. She's more still than him. She's more in control of her passionate decision making than him. She also uses her intuition with this black cat that you see down here. You know, she uses a lot of sunshine, and she's aware of a lot of things. Whereas the Knight of Wands is, he just learned a certain piece of information and now he's ready to go, you know. But maybe there's some type of, at the beginning of the month, you're going to have to make a decision as to whether you want to sit still or do you want to charge forward. You're going to get some type of information that is revealed to you. This card can talk about secrets, okay? Archangel Michael is going to help you with that. So there's some type of secret or something like that that comes out, some sort of spiritual truth. And you're going to have a decision whether to charge forward or sit still for a bit longer and wait a little bit longer. Could have something to do with a friendship. Some sort of friendship there. But that's why you're seeing here reflecting between these two wands. Because there's like, if you go this way, you know, it's passionate, but it means a certain thing. You're going to have to, this is a choice between two things. And it's going to affect your world directly because you're holding your world right in your hand. So, you know, you want to reflect on the mountains that you've climbed. And it's good to get yourself alone and preferably on top of some sort of something where you're a little bit higher. So if there's some sort of ledge or something that you can, I think that really helps us Capricorns, you know, those of us who don't have a fear of heights anyways, because that might not be helpful. But one thing I want to say about this card here is it talks about the decision has something to do with this. So this card is saying, do you want to continue the way that you have all year long for the past 3 years, all 2017? Yeah, it's comfortable. Yeah, you've made a certain living. Yeah, you can expect, you know, Capricorns like to know how things are going to go and they like to be informed. But there's another decision here, and it's a decision where you can step out of your comfort zone a little bit and choose something a little bit more risky. Something a little bit more different than what you're used to. But you know, if you choose number 2, then yeah, sure, you may be a little bit uncomfortable. Yeah, sure, you might be letting go of something pretty important to you. But the amount of growth that's going to happen in your world is just phenomenal. It's just substantial. So you do have a certain decision there to make when it comes to kind of standing still and see, it's like, do you want to do what you've done all year long for the past 3 years as Saturn was in the fire sign? Or do you want to charge forward with a new energy as a new person, someone who's stronger? Knights are very strong. They're very protected. Okay? So you have a decision here to make. And it can be a friendly decision, you know. And I want to add here that we have there is a lot of fire energy, Capricorn. You're going to take all that fire energy from Sagittarius season and really apply it to your world and to Earth. So just know that you have the Ace of Wands here right below. This is how it was. We had the 2 of Wands, and when I picked that up to talk to you, it revealed the Ace of Wands. So just know that in this decision, you do have the Ace of Wands, and I see that you know that because in this card, he's kind of holding, you know, it's like you're leaning more towards a certain decision here. Whatever one that may be to you, Capricorn, you have your world in mind. So you're reflecting on your world and what's in it, and you've got your hand on this wand. So the other wand, you know, you might not choose that one. You might choose the Ace of Wands, which is a new passionate beginning. This is a lot of power here. Very, very beautiful. So you have the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. So the only energy you're missing is the Ace of Swords, and I hope that's not because you allowed someone to take your voice. It's interesting that you don't have the Ace of Swords, and it looks like it was stolen. So you want to find that Ace of Swords because you're going to need it to communicate. Speaking of swords, we do have the 3 of Swords showing itself here. So this is about healing the heart. You want to make sure that people aren't betraying you. You don't have many swords in your cards at all, Capricorn. You didn't have any swords cards but this one. And now at the bottom of the deck, we're having this 3 of Swords energy. So some of you are dealing with heartbreak. Some of you are dealing with betrayal. But this talks about, this is my card for communication from the heart. You know, there's a lot of clouds. There's a lot of rain. There's a lot of betrayal and heartbreak going on. But in order to get clarity of the heart, you need to speak from the heart. You need to penetrate someone's heart with your words. That's how you're going to get through to them. And that's how they're going to get through to you. That's how you're going to get clarity. Okay, and we have some sort of completion. Okay, this is getting a little bit into January, but there's some type of, you know, you worked hard. Here you are working again, and here you are very burdened. with other people's drama and other people's weight. You know, Capricorn, you already have your own passionate weight here. See that backpack? And see that this is being symbolized by the fire. Okay, you're celebrating your own passion and your own hard work, not the passion of others and others' hard work. You know, you're focusing on yourself. But there is going to be some sort of transformation after that burden is released. This is the Scorpio card. There's going to be certain death and rebirths happening. And I'm seeing here that you have the Knight of Cups. So you could have some type of love offer. You know, it could be very, very true that new love is coming your way. And it could come your way from a Scorpio or some sort of intense character. You see how similar these two cards are? This is a transformation of love. Like, look at the Death card and how he's holding. And then we have the Knight of Cups. So this is a Scorpio and Pisces energy. Okay, so whatever that may mean to you, and that is also going to bring you to a decision. So you have the Two of Wands and you have the Two of Swords. You're going to have to make a decision about that Seven of Swords, about those sneaky energies. It's interesting that I'm holding these cards in my hand. It looks like someone took from a certain Capricorn out there and left them very burdened with all the weight. So once you transform that and once you drop that, there'll be a transformation of love. And you will have to make a decision, perhaps between two or more people. You know, you may have to make some sort of third-party decision. This can be a three-way relationship or some sort of third-party situation that could be burdening you. And then we have the awareness. The awareness coming in. Remember, I told you that you might not be aware of certain things until the sun comes into Capricorn. So we have the sun. Whoops, we have the sun here lighting up. And it's here with the Ten of Swords. So that sword energy finally ends in January. And it comes to a completion. We had a passionate completion and a mental completion. This is pain completing, and this is the sun. Whoops. This is the sun coming in, showing you this hidden pain that could have been going on for the past 3 years or longer. And then we have the Tower card and the Leo card. So there's something going on here. I did see Leo for a lot of you. But there's some sort of situation that ends, and there's something there with a Leo being involved as well. So, you know, I didn't mean to get that deep into your cards, Capricorn, but, you know, I'm led to do certain things sometimes. So we did have the Two of Wands and the Ace of Wands as a hidden energy. This is the bottom of the deck. And then you want to remember that this is all coming out for you are loved. So you are loved, and you are compassionately loved. You can look through the situation and possibly see that you are loved. You want to show appreciation because you are loved. You want to accept that you're loved. You know, it's definitely healthy to know that we are loved, even though it may seem that it's hidden and that our back is turned to this kind of soft tulip rose. Someone may be offering you love, and you may be wanting to offer someone else love, but you're too shy and afraid. And maybe if you realize that you were loved, you know, they say that before we love a person, we have to love ourselves. So this is the angels in spirit. The universe is showing you that you're loved. You know, it's part of your divine purpose to know that you're loved. And you can create some sort of physical outlet for this love as well. Archangel Michael loves you, and there's certain friendships that you have in your life that love you as well. And we do have ask for a sign. So some of you may ask for a sign that has something to do with staying or leaving, Capricorn, because we have staying and leaving, and we also have apologize. So there's some sort of heartbreak hidden deep, and it's almost as if I wouldn't have noticed it if I didn't read thoroughly. But there's some sort of apology that you need to ask for a sign for, and that you may, you know, that Three of Hearts, you could threaten to leave someone in January, December, some sort of apology. And then we have allow love coming up. So there's some sort of hidden love, allow love, you are loved, okay? But what I really want to do is end your reading and end it with whatever you don't know, Capricorn. We do have the moon here for you. So we're going to reveal something to you from the dark right now. And you guys know that the dark is not necessarily bad, right? You guys are the Devil card, and you're not necessarily bad people. You know, the light isn't necessarily good, and the dark is not necessarily bad. So This is for Capricorn. Let's reveal a message to Capricorn from the dark. What's hidden? What is hidden beyond the scenes for Capricorn energy? Show me what's hidden for Capricorn. Give me a card for Capricorn. Okay, what is it? What is it? What is it? Okay, we have trapped. So obviously some of you are really feeling trapped in a situation. And I'm not sure when you guys have felt this or exactly why you felt it, but I think you'll know. Because there's this bird in this cage. And it's as if there's no door to this cage, and the door is actually really, really small. So you've outgrown a situation and now you feel trapped in it. Let's pull one of these for that. Why is Capricorn feeling trapped? What more can you tell me about that, Spirit? Why is Capricorn feeling trapped in December? Why is that a hidden energy there? You guys could be feeling trapped inside your mind. So let's see here. There might not be a card that wants to come out. Oh, wow. Okay. Bottom of the deck is you, King of Pentacles. And I told you that the masculine signs need to get in touch with their emotion. And now I know why, because, I mean, and I'm not saying that, ooh, and there's the Queen of Cups. Some of you may be with a water sign. Queen of Cups, King of Pentacles, that's a relationship. But nonetheless, this was definitely for you because the King of Pentacles came out. And the card that came out to talk to me, to help me with trapped, is hello, the Two of Wands, which was what was under the deck in the first place. So how cool is Spirit? Very, very interesting, Capricorn. Some of you are feeling trapped between a passionate decision. Some of you are feeling trapped at the end of December because you don't know whether to stand still or to go. You don't know whether to trust your psychic ability or your spirituality or to charge forward protected. But don't worry, Archangel Michael is going to help you. Saturn in your sign is going to help you. Saturn is not going to allow you to feel trapped. And just know that you're feeling trapped because of this decision. You know, you don't know if you want to stay comfortable and safe or if you want to do something a bit different than what you're used to in order to grow. And you guys are all about growth. You guys don't want to, I feel like somebody's offering you a very small hill. And you're like, do you understand that I've conquered so many mountains? Like, this is not a challenge for me anymore. I've already climbed you. So now you're just feeling trapped, like you can't fly and like you can't progress. And that's something that you're really going to want to look through. And this is what Spirit wanted to show you. So this is a very secret about Capricorn right now that I revealed to you. So, you know, I hope you guys aren't feeling trapped in December. I mean, in January. This is your year. This is your birthday. This bird can't celebrate. This bird can't fly or be free. You know, so the key to life is acceptance. And the quicker you accept this energy, the faster you can figure out what it is. What's the best decision to get you out of here, okay? So that's what I have for you, Capricorn. We do have complicated underneath that. But you have the power to summon fulfillment is what I'm seeing. So that was your reading for December 2017, Capricorn. Whew, I do hope that was relatable. This reading got a little bit longer, but what can you expect? It's the end of the year. Saturn is moving into our sign, already has moved into our sign. We had a new moon, we had a full moon, we had Mercury go retrograde, we have a new year coming up. These videos are going to be long. You know, I'm going to get this uploaded as soon as I can. It's after I finish the 2 more readings that I have to do. They take about an hour to upload. But just stay patient. Your video will be up soon. And I can't wait to hear your guys' comments and feedback. And other than that, I just want to wish you guys a happy birthday. Turn up. Don't worry about the negative. Don't allow yourself to be trapped. You know, this is your world. You hold the world in your hand. You hold the world in your hand when it's the two of Wands as well right here. So take the world by the reins. This is your world. Karma is on your side. Okay, you have Saturn in your sign. And that's what you need to keep in mind when it comes to these sneaky people and all that. It's okay, Capricorn. Just wait on it. Maybe you should choose this Queen of Wands. Maybe some of you should choose to wait a little bit longer just so you can see karma play out, you know? So other than that, I wish you guys a beautiful rest of 2017, a happy new year, a Merry Christmas for any of those who celebrate Christmas, and all the other holidays. I should just say happy holidays for those of you who are celebrating other holidays. But this was your reading. This was Pisces Priestess. Thank you so much for hanging in there and watching this 2-hour long video for those of you who did. And I will see you guys next month. All right, bye.